Yo, how's it going, folks? God damn it. All right. This is nice and set. I forgot to move the camera, so now we can do that in real time while we're setting up. Hey, wait, who's Fred? What's going on? How are we all this evening? All hail Gaben. I'm not so sure. I think it's a cool machine. And once the initial shock and hype kind of left, I don't know. It might be a cool streaming box. And I'm not even trying to throw shade here. But how are we all today? How is everyone doing? Even with the US issues, my friend, it just isn't worth losing sleep over. There's nothing you can do. Hey, Steve, Cesano, John, Gaming, Raichi. I think I saw a Scouser in there as well somewhere, but I might have been wrong. Nope, I saw a Leaf though. Oh, I did see a Scouser. His name is just really, really dark green, so kind of blends in with the background. Being sneaky as always. Sup, Wayne? Ah, mate, Rachie, I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about a streaming box as in a slave machine to run OBS. Because I don't see this machine being expensive. Oh. Oh boy, I hope everyone's had a good day today. Not a long and arduous day as mine. Spent sleeping mostly, but yeah. Have we all been? What are we up to? What are we playing? I was thinking we can switch it up a little bit today. I suspect the Steam news and is going to be the main highlight, so we can get people into the chat and get some questions across and have like some dialogue and, you know, spice things up a little bit. You know, you jump in, ask your question, get your point, jump out, and then we bring new people in. It could be interesting. I still think that there's going to be one idiot that jumps in and ruins it for everyone, but hey, this is how it. We can still try. I heard Phoenix Rising was free and then it wasn't. I went to check. It was supposed to be free and then it wasn't, and I was disappointed. Right. Who knows? Is it free from today? I don't know, man. Well, apparently my... I'll just come around over here, babe. Just put it on that table there. And I'll grab it. And take this. Put it over there. Dankeschön. Bir kadar da su getirebilsen iyi gelir. Oh man, I can't even log into my Ubisoft account. Apparently my extension is corrupted and apparently it's been infected with a virus. Okay. I'm so confused. How does the application not get in? I'm guessing it's because of Game Pass. This is Dragon Quest HD 2D Remake Part 1 and Part 2. I did see the Black Friday sales are on. Wasn't there I had a look at the TVs I wanted to buy for Black Friday. They were £1,200, and now they are exactly £1,200. But you get a. They used to be £1,500. They think I'm dumb. They think I wasn't monitoring that shit. They're exactly the same price. What's the point of it? I'm just having a quick look on the store. Does the store even have a search? It does. Nope, not free. It's £12. Oh no, the standard version is free. Okay. How do I add this to my... Get this game? No, I don't want the gold edition. So you can't buy it? Why? There's no option to buy it. You can't. You can just play now. You can't add it to your cart. Yeah, but you can't add it to your... It's just free to play for the time being. I'm not going to be playing it now. Do you have Game... I have Game Pass. I thought you could just add it to your catalog. Seems you can't do that. You know how Amazon do it, or Epic Games does it, where if it's like free, you can just add it to your catalog. That's true, Steve. That is true. I'm still plowing through what is it? Ninja Gaiden. Man, Ayane looks so good. She looked good. That's all I'm gonna say before I get a frying pan on the head. But she looked damn good. No wonder Steve that game is Steve's game of the year. And I get it now. My guy says he doesn't goon or do any of that shit. But now I get why that game is his game of the year. My guy must have been gooning on Ayane like crazy. I'm like, hot damn. Yeah, that's what I did. Is it in my library? Let me see. Oh, it is. It's actually in my library. If you've got a Ubisoft account, it's in your library. They've just given it to you. Okay, you don't even have to buy it. If you have a Ubisoft account, just go log in and it appears in there. It is in my actual library, ready for me to download. God damn it, Paris! What are you doing? This is underway. We Xbox isn't dead and buried yet. There's still time. There's still time. How you doing, Paris? Honestly, I can't see the Steam machine being any more than $349.99. With those specs, it's just not worth anything more than that. At most, I can see it at $399. I originally thought that machine was going to be $599, but seeing what it is and what it's offering, it's just not. It's not good enough. Then add to the fact that it's missing all the big games. Right, you're missing a ton of big games with that thing. Like, if we look at this tab over here, like, these are the games that you just can't play, and there's loads, right? Can we sort this by status? Oh, can't be bothered to go through all that. But big games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Battlefield, you can't play. Rainbow Six, these are massive games. You know, the average consumer is going to pick it up, want to go play Fall Guys, and they can't play it. They're going to have to start tinkering. You know, they made a mistake in not allowing you to upgrade the RAM. I think that was silly. I'm looking at the Destiny 2, Rust. There's loads of games that are just broken or just unplayable. To me, this Steam OS just hasn't matured enough, or, well, easy anti-cheat is just a massive problem, right? And they haven't found a solution for it. And until they do, you know, look at it. 56% of the games are broken on Steam OS. 44% are just outright denied. And those 4% are some of the biggest games out there, like Roblox, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Fortnite, Apex Legends. You're basically dismissing a massive portion of the gaming community. Well, obviously, look, Nicola made a joke, right, to Alex, and I played on that joke. People need to lighten up a little bit. I think everyone knows what the difference between RAM and VRAM. Although, to be technically clear, we were correct, because in China there is a store that I found out after being kindly shown that you can actually go and upgrade your VRAM. It costs a bit of money, but you can actually do it. There is a shop in China that does it. So technically we were correct, even though we were just messing about. I mean, you can upgrade the hard drive. Like, you can upgrade the hard drive, and that's about it. But you should have been able to upgrade the RAM and the hard drive. Those are two things that I think they should have done. And I just don't see who this machine is for. I don't see it challenging PlayStation. I don't see it challenging Magnus. I just don't see it. I mean, when we're looking at the hardware, considering all the games that you can't play, and like, look at this guy, Uni. Is this an Xbox, Microsoft? If it is, why would we buy your box? Because it can play everything, as opposed to none of the big games that the other one can play. That's a good reason to buy the Magnus over the Steam box, right? I don't get why they're trying to. I don't get why Marlon is doing that, but fair enough. How's it going, chicken? But you know what? If it releases at that £350 price tag, I've been looking for a machine that I can use as an OBS slave machine, where it can just go live with OBS. At £300, £350, I think that would be a great price for it to just sit there. It's small, it's compact, and all it will do is run OBS while my main PC runs my thing. At the same time, I can also see the Steam box being good for emulation, homebrew, to the TV, you know, cloud gaming to the TV, but that's about it. Hey, look, the dodo was a great species, man. They should never have been extinct. Leave the dodos out of this. And the magnets will have Call of Duty on it. What do you mean the magnets? I think Steam Link is fine. But what I'm saying is it's missing so many. But Steam Link on Windows is different to Steam Link on Steam OS. See, Steam can run Call of Duty. Steam OS cannot run Call of Duty. And now people are saying, well, no one buys Call of Duty. No one wants Call of Duty. I mean, they've gone completely stupid. The VR for the Steam OS is disappointing as well. They've got no AR. The AR pass-through sucks. I mean, it's cool that it's got a computer. It's literally got a Steam Deck built into it. So that's kind of cool. But no 2.0 pass-through, which is black and white. I mean, they're really gimping these down. I mean, from what I read today and from what I was told also, the way they worked out these specs is they looked at the Steam, you know, the hardware survey that they do? They looked at the middle point of that and said, let's go up by like 5 or 10%. And that would be better for like so many other people to be able to jump into this. And I can see Valve selling this at a loss, a great loss, because they can subsidize it through the store. And so, yeah, that's how they came about with these specs. They're aiming for the middle of the park on that Steam survey. The Magnus, not the magnet. Okay. Now, chicken, 349.99 I think is fine, but anything more than that is pushing it. And the fact that the Steam frame doesn't have, you know, it doesn't have a color pass-through means that the Quest essentially is a better device. Survey from 2015. Hey, they had to start at some point, right? They had to start from some point. Yeah. I think it's aiming for around the 3070, the 4060, somewhere around there. That's where this is aligning with. It's really low end. So it's not going to be expensive. Now, I don't try to sell anything. You better be buying the next Xbox, though. But, you know, buy what you want to buy, but it better be the next Xbox. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm not going to tell you what or what not to buy, but it should be the next Xbox. I'm not like that. You see, my influence is working already. We've already got Rage Yonder. Mate, John, you're going to wait until 2030 for that one. What, the Steam box? No way. Nuh-uh. No way. Not happening. It's a myth at that price. Extra time to save. But yeah, the two versions you're gonna have is the 512 gig or the 2 terabyte. Why would anyone buy the 2 terabyte option? Just buy the 512 gig, wait for a sale, and upgrade it to 2 terabytes, and off you go. Done. That's what I would do. Way cheaper. I mean, look at it. Linux is so far behind that they can't even get to 2.1 that actually supports 4K 120. So they've had to modify 2.0 in order to get it working. Crazy, crazy stuff. Oh, I just like the fact that they say this is a console and not a PC. But Xbox is offering will be a PC. Maybe in the US is on. Even DDR6 RAM or DDR5 RAM that I checked out in the UK, they're not expensive at all. They're well reasonably priced here. So it looks like it's your tariffs that's killing you guys over there. I think what you guys need to do is start protesting about these tariffs, because the prices that you were saying the other day for RAM, it's nothing like that here in the UK, man. I mean, we're paying less than half of what you're paying. Put it that way. You can install Windows on this. Bags, you take that back right now. I don't know. They seem to be relatively priced here in the UK. But in the US, they've flown. They've just gone through the roof. I don't even know the DDR5s. My aim this time around is to see if I can find the 9950 X3D at a good price this Black Friday. I'm guessing what they're gonna do is say, hey, this used to be $599, and then say, wait a minute, no, we're having revisionist memory loss here. It used to be $699 and now it's $599. And so they're just gonna price it exactly the same. I've already seen them do that with the TVs I want to buy. The TVs have remained exactly the same price, and then above it they said it was this price, and I'm like, it was never that price for the last 6 months. These companies are frauds. We should be able to sue them for lying. That's fine, and I'm not disputing that the prices are going up. I'm just saying that when I checked them out last week, they were relatively well priced. Now, if they shoot up next week or the week after, that's different. But right now in the UK, they're well priced. They weren't the $300 that you guys are paying. For 16 gigabytes. Black Friday is a scam. But yeah, I don't really know who this is for. I mean, is it just them trying to widen their horizon and get a few more people in? I mean, when people buy this, unsuspecting people, they're going to think that they can play any game. They're going to be very upset the moment they can't play their Fortnite. They can't play their Call of Duty. Yeah, but those budget gamers aren't going to look into the Proton this and Proton that. They're just going to see it's a Steam machine, right? They're going to buy it, take it home, go, right, Call of Duty time, baby. And then they're going to be like, wah, wah. All right, let's do Fortnite, baby. Wah, wah. Let's do any FPS, baby. Wah, wah. Gaming, no one likes that controller. It was made by aliens. I think they should have offered different tiers for this machine. A base tier, a mid tier, and a high-end tier. That probably would have worked out a lot better for them. And I really can't find my meds. Like, anywhere. Ah, found them. She was right. I did not take him yesterday. Out of sight, out of mind, as they say. And ultimately, Raichi, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you don't have the big games, you don't have, you lose interest. Now, I tell you what will make everyone run to Valve, right? To the Steam box or to a PC. If they announced Half-Life 1 + 2 equals a number we shall never say, exclusively available on Steam and Steam only, then you'll see the box sell. They can't say Half-Life 3 because they're allergic to the number 3. But they can put 1 + 2 equals a number we can't say, and then everyone will know instantly that they're talking about Half-Life 3. Do that and make it exclusive. No, you can't say Half-Life 3 because they don't work in threes. You got Portal 1, Portal 2, Team Fortress 1, Team Fortress 2, Left 4 Dead 1, Left 4 Dead 2. You can't go to 3. Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2. They just can't do it. They even went to Half-Life Alyx by trying to change the name entirely. They cannot go to 3. Left 4 Dead 3 won't work. It doesn't work. There's no Left 4 Dead 3. It was in development, but they cancelled it. They cannot hit that number 3. So, we have to get creative. Ah, Susano actually has a point. They can skip number 3, because technically Alyx would be number 3. But if they announce that exclusive only to Steam, then I think they'll sell the box. The box will just fly. You need something like that to sell the box. Like, through the roof. And this is why exclusives are so powerful. We're getting Alyx too. Wait, is that a joke or are you serious? Yeah, they sold great. For their time. Yes, Steve. Well, they haven't called it Steam Machine 1 or Steam Machine 2, right? So they can still go to Steam Machine 2 if they want to go down that way. It has to have the numbering. I don't know what it is with Valve. It must be something superstitious that they have, but it's so weird how that number 3, they just do not want it. Half-Life is a great game. If you haven't played it, it is still playable today, and I think they've actually a bunch of people remade it with Black Mesa, right? The original Half-Life. And Valve actually just said, yeah, go ahead, man. Knock yourselves out. That is something with Valve I do like. You know, they are quite lenient with their IP. And Black Mesa looks pretty good. I know they've changed a few things in there to make it better and more coherent, but that's a good way to think. Check in. We're going to get to those later on in this show. I'm trying to keep things organized so I can actually put timestamps into these. So we're going to be covering the first segment with the Valve stuff, and then we'll move over to the PlayStation stuff. That way I can timestamp things more easily, and, you know, people that want to watch the VOD later who can't stick around can actually go to the points where they need to, and watch it from there. But if anyone does want to jump in and have a question or anything regarding the Steam Machine, go for it, man. Just keep the mic clean, no profanity, and yeah, no background noise if possible. But it's you know, when I first saw this, I got suckered into the hype, and I mean, I like new tech, right? New tech is always going to be something that I like, I enjoy, and it gets me excited. You saw that in the video I made, which didn't do very well subsequently, but still, those of you that did watch it, you saw how excited I was. And then I sat down and started thinking about it, and when I finally saw the specs, I was like, god damn. And then I started realizing that it really can't play most of the big games. Oh damn. Oh damn. It was damn. Did anyone check out the actual Steam trailer? It's not that long. I mean, I think the idea of what they're doing here is cool. But this just needed to be just a bit more powerful, man. Hey, Sirius, how's it going? So can we crap on the Series S now? Wait, why do you want to crap on the Series S? Yeah, that's the one thing I really liked about it. Right? Let's check it out so people can see what it's all about, because I'm sure there are some people that haven't seen it at all. So let's check it out. It's only 5-6 minutes long, so it's not long.
This is Steam Deck. Steam Deck is our powerful, portable, handheld gaming PC that lets you take your Steam library with you anywhere.
You know, I still, for some weird reason, I mean, I've got a Steam Deck, but I really do want the OLED version. I never did get it because I felt cheated. You know, they released it, what, 9 months after I bought mine? That's kind of slap in the face. And not even offered those people a little bit of a discount or anything, or a trade-in option. But I still kind of always wanted the OLED version. Never bothered with it. And then I found out that the drivers for this with the Windows option is even worse than the original. So they kind of bricked the Windows on this as well, the option to run Windows on it, which is sad a little bit.
We're pretty proud of it. People who own Steam Decks have been playing everywhere. And we couldn't...
Why is that, Paris? Sell it to me. Sell it to me, Paris. Tell me why I should buy it.
Be happier with the response we've heard from all of you. We're excited to talk about the future of Steam Deck, but not today. Because this isn't a video about the future of Steam Deck. This is a video about the future of Steam hardware. Today, we're announcing 3 new members of the Steam hardware lineup. All connect you with powerful PC gaming. All are optimized for gaming with Steam, and all are shipping in early 2026. Let's start with this one. This is the new Steam controller.
Am I the only one that feels like this looks uncomfortable to use? That screen is so crisp. I know. Don't make me spend more money than I need to this Christmas. But that controller looks. You can see that they kind of. My hands hurt just trying to. That looks uncomfortable. I mean, I understand why they wanted the trackpads there, but maybe they could have reduced the trackpads by 25%, push the analog sticks a bit more down. These are trackpads. Essentially, they're your mouse. They both can act like analogs, but if think of it like if you're playing a first-person shooter, they are really good for that. If you can get used to them, they give you mouse-like flexibility. It's what I use on my Steam Deck when I'm using FPS games. I use the trackpads to move about and the camera for aiming. It's really, really good. Like, hands down, it's way better than an analog stick. You know, mouse is the best. Then you get these trackpads, and then you get analog sticks. But the gap between effectiveness is quite large. But I just can't get. You know, I know that when you got the Steam Deck, they put the analog sticks right at the top, and people are holding it like that. I don't know. I'll have to hold one to see how effective, comfortable it is, but it just feels like it looks like it's going to be uncomfortable.
The new Steam controller puts all of your Steam games at your fingertips, so you can play wherever and however you want. Just like with Steam Deck, we want you to be able to play any game with your Steam controller, even games never built with a controller in mind. It has all the great features from Steam Deck, like trackpads, gyro, and back buttons, all in a.
I think that's cool, right? Just a standard controller, and they're already giving you back buttons, unlike Xbox and PlayStation, who don't. I think it's really cool that out of the box with their basic controller that they're giving you these. I think that's a really cool thing. Most companies actually make you pay for it. Then again, we don't know the price of the Steam controller. It could be like $150, but it's cool that they're adding it in by default for everyone. So no one is, going to cry foul for having an advantage on having an elite controller or whatnot. Mate, that was an abomination, John, and you know it.
Comfortable form factor. Its next generation magnetic thumbsticks let you play with improved responsiveness and longevity. We've put capacitive touch sensors on the thumbsticks and now on the back of the controller too, so you can enable precision gyro aiming with the touch of your thumb, or your pinky if you're feeling fancy. Play for way too long with a rechargeable lithium-ion battery that allows for over 35 hours of playtime. With Steam Controller, we want to make charging and wireless pairing something that's actually easy. That's why we created the Puck. The Puck is a combination wireless adapter and magnetic charger included with every Steam controller.
Okay, why don't more companies do this? That is such a cool feature, right? That is such a cool feature. I don't care what anyone says. Why is Sony and Microsoft not doing this? Easy to charge, easy to do, and no button pressing to connect it wirelessly and waiting for the blinking and all that crap. Just sit it down, it's connected, take it back off. Done. This is such a cool little thing. Quality of life update. Navy, you missed the start of the show. Maybe go and visit that part and come back and you might revise your statement. It's worth the increased cost, Susanna.
snap it on to charge. Once you're charged up, snap it off again. You can play over Bluetooth or a wired connection too. The new Steam controller works with any device running Steam or Steam Link, whether it's a PC, Mac, handheld, smartphone, Steam Deck, or the new Steam Machine. Oh, this is the new Steam Machine. Steam Machine is a powerful gaming PC in a small but mighty package.
See, I guess powerful is dependent on the beholder, but I think saying that this is powerful is a bit of a stretch. But hey, it is like 60% better than what everyone else is using. So I guess it is 60%. For those 60% of the community, it is more powerful based on the Steam survey, which is where they got the specs from. So for those people buying this machine as an upgrade, it's definitely going to be a better option, right? Because I'm guessing those people are still using Pentium 1s and Celerons and stuff like that. So upgrading to something like this at the cheap price point, I think it's going to be amazing for those people until they realize they can't actually play any of the games they want to play. Then they're going to start crying. But no one's going to tell them that until it's too late.
Designed for your games on the big screen. It's quiet too, which is crazy since it's 6 times more powerful than a Steam Deck. Powered by a discrete, semi-custom AMD GPU, enabling 4K gaming at 60 frames per second with FSR.
See, that's really important, right? A lot of people are just jumping on the bandwagon with the 4K gaming at 60 FPS and ignoring the FSR point. So you're not actually gaming at 4K, you're probably gaming at around 1080p. And FSR is upscaling it to 4K. So that's kind of important to... It's an important side note. You're not actually gaming native 4K. Mate, the current gen PC struggle to do that. They called the Steam Deck powerful at the start of the video. Oh, right, I totally missed that. Nah, that Steam Deck right now is ancient. It's not worth $600. It's a dinosaur at this point. If the OLED was like 350 quid, I'd snap one up just for the sake of it, because I've always wanted one. But at 650 quid, it's just not worth it. But then again, I don't have much more options because no one wants to stock anything else in the UK.
Steam Machine runs SteamOS made for a bigger screen, built for gaming in your living room, your office, or wherever you play, with the rest of your PC accessories. Steam Machine borrows some great features from Steam Deck, like lightning-fast sleep and wake, an SD card slot to easily expand your storage, and brings some new tricks of its own, like a customizable LED strip, which can show different system functionalities, or your own light show. Steam Machine is a PC, so run whatever software you want.
Did you hear that? Just in case the people in the back didn't hear it, I'm going to put the volume up a little bit more so you guys can hear it.
Is a PC, so run whatever. Steam Machine is a PC, so run whatever software you want, and it works with all your...
Okay, it's a PC. It is not a console. It's a PC. I think this debate is over now. All those people that are saying that it's a console on social media, it is not. If Valve are saying it's a PC, it's a damn PC. They need to stop moving these goalposts.
Favorite desktop and gaming accessories. Steam Machine is designed to work hand in hand with the Steam controller, with the low latency, wireless connectivity of the Steam controller puck built right in. And it's great for streaming your games to your phone, tablet, laptop, Steam Deck, or Steam Frame. Oh, yep! To your phone, tablet, laptop, Steam Deck, or Steam.
Where have we seen this? Oh, right. Isn't this what Microsoft is doing? Stream anywhere, play anywhere, but Xbox bad. But Valve, stream to your phone, tablet, laptop, thing, whatever. Valve good. You can't make this shit up. I do like how they took the design of the Steam machine though. It's basically the Series X S box, right? The one that they were planning on doing, the small S box, the small cube. But yeah, I like the way Valve explains it. It's cool, but this is exactly what Microsoft is doing right now. And I think if Microsoft came out with a video like this, where it's literally explained down to dum-dum terms, which is good, by the way, that's what you want, it would be really, really well received. But Navy, I agree. I agree. I've always said that too. But I do like the GameCube name that it's got. This will go down as they should just rename this from Steam Machine to GameCube. It just needs to happen at this point. It needs to be engraved somewhere.
Frame. Oh, yep. This is Steam Frame. Steam Frame is Valve's next generation VR hardware. Stream all your Steam games, VR and non-VR alike, in this comfortable, lightweight, wireless VR headset. Steam Frame uses camera-based tracking, so getting into your games is as easy as slipping on the headset and waking it up. Steam Frame controllers, included with the headset, are designed with all the inputs you need for your VR titles, like motion controls and capacitive tracking for all your fingers, as well as a split gamepad layout to work with your whole Steam library. They even feature the same magnetic thumbsticks as Steam Controller for responsiveness and longevity. Steam Frame also pairs seamlessly with the new Steam Controller, a great companion for playing non-VR games in the headset.
So this is really cool, and this is something that I actually use my extra glasses for, which I use a lot, for stuff that can support it, like my Steam Deck currently. It's a shame the PlayStation Portal doesn't support it because it doesn't have a TV out. And for the Switch 1 supports it, but the Switch 2, Nintendo disabled it via a software update. So still waiting for Xreal to fix that. But this is kind of cool where you can just wear an accessory like a pair of glasses and you've got like a massive screen like that. And this is kind of aiming for that market as well. But the one thing I have against this is that the actual pass-through, if you want to use it for augmented reality, is really, really, really bad. It's black and white. It's just really grainy and it's not good. But I get it. I mean, they're not aiming for that market at all. So this is literally just a VR headset, not a VR and AR headset. So I expect the price to reflect that, although it probably won't. But I'm hoping it will. But if it doesn't, then outside of the fact that this has got a Steam Deck built into it, the Meta Quest pretty much does most of what this can do and more. And if you've got Steam Link, you don't really, obviously Steam Link needs you to have your PC on, but it just offers more. Plus, Meta has Deadpool, right? Exclusive. See, there's that word again. Exclusive. If you want to play Deadpool on VR, there's only one place to play it, and that's Meta.
VR games in the headset. To make sure streaming is smooth and stable no matter what, Steam Frame includes a wireless adapter that lets you stream your games from your PC to your headset over a fast and dedicated Wi-Fi 6 connection. And the game is streamed to your frame optimized for VR, using new technology that allows for the highest resolution streaming exactly where your eyes are looking. And Steam Frame is a PC, running SteamOS. In addition to streaming, you can install and play a bunch of VR and non-VR games right in the headset without a host PC. You can also expand your onboard storage to fit even more games with a micro SD card.
And that's the cool thing about this. So the fact that they've completely omitted the AR side of things and really focused on making the best possible VR experience, whether it's non-VR or and just a massive screen or VR in itself or through streaming from your PC. I think that's good. That's its USP. The ability to install Steam games on this that's not Call of Duty, Fortnite, Battlefield, Apex Legends, League of Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, Roblox, you know, and a bunch of other games that you can't play. So I think that's its unique selling point.
Steam Controller, Steam Machine, and Steam Frame. All built with the same DNA as Steam Deck, all powered by Steam, work together, and can be used however you'd like with whatever peripherals and accessories you choose. Everything you see here is the culmination
Steve is
of what
playing
we've
Assassin's
learned from our
Creed.
previous hardware experience and what we've wanted ourselves as gamers. Powerful PC gaming in an open ecosystem, giving you more ways to enjoy the games you love and discover new ones. Steam Controller, Steam Machine, and Steam Frame are all shipping in early 2026. Learn more at steampowered.com/hardware.
They look slick though. I like the designs. I mean, say what you want about the hardware and whatnot, but I do like the designs. And this is what I was saying about the actual controller with the analog sticks being high, and they kind of took that from the Steam Deck. If you look at the Steam Deck, it's designed exactly the same way. So they've tried to keep that same Steam Deck feel along the way, but I'm just not sure how that's going to translate on the controller. But I really like the Series X design. I think it's really nice. It's a shame that they haven't really capitalized on that design by releasing more sleeves for it. I mean, the only one I got is a Starfield one. I didn't like the other ones that came out, but they're so few and far between that they didn't really push it. And it's a shame because that was a segment of the market that they really could have pushed, or just releasing collector's editions versions of the Series X that actually had cool designs. They only gave them away. They didn't bother selling them because why would you want to make money, right? Because making money is bad in this day and age. But I do like the designs. I do like the cube design. It looks really nice, and depending on how much this is, I might pick it up. But if I was to go for this, my main reason for it, depending on the price, would be OBS. As you know, it runs full Linux, which means it's a PC. And thanks to the Steam Deck, I actually now know how to use Linux. Not professional, not efficiently as pro, but I can get my way around it. So I can install OBS on here and run it, and happy days. I mean, if worst case scenario, if you don't want to do that, you can even install Windows on there. The choice is yours. But yeah, anyone have any thoughts on this? Feel free to jump in, man, and ask away. But the question is, will this push Microsoft to release their version of the console end of next year? The one thing with Valve is Valve doesn't care what you do as long as you stay in Steam. If you stay in Steam, you're spending their money and they're happy. And Microsoft has that kind of same philosophy, except it's not for their store. They just want more people to play their games, which means they make more money. From a business standpoint, that just makes perfect sense. There's nothing there, in my opinion, that doesn't actually click. But at the same time, if you want your hardware to sell, you need a USP. It's really that simple. You need a USP in order for your hardware to sell. And if you don't have a USP, your hardware isn't going to sell. Just saying that you can play your games everywhere and anywhere isn't a USP. That just means that I don't have to buy it. Right? And this is why I said earlier, if they really wanted the Steam box to be center stage, the Steam machine, if they turned around and said, hey, Half-Life 1 plus 2 equals a number we can't say, or Half-Life 4, exclusive on Steam, people will buy it. And it's that simple. It will fly off. It will fly off. So that, you know, it needs that USP. And right now, this just seems like one of those things that they're kind of putting into the market and saying, "Hey, use it as you wish. Go to town, be creative, have fun." And credit to them. The price point is going to be key. I mean, I'm seeing people saying that this is going to be $1,000 and stuff. I think that's ludicrous, crazy. The moment they price it at that point, they might as well just put it in the trash bin and no one's going to buy it. Maybe one person will buy it. Well, I suspect the Steam nerds will buy it because, you know, at this point they're pretty much cultists. So they will buy it. But outside of them, I don't see anyone else buying it because it does nothing that your PC can't do. Hey, Dallas. Navy, that's 100%, 100% as well. They need this, but what I'm saying, Navy, is in order for them to be able to really take it to retailers, I feel like they need to have a USP, and I'm not really seeing a USP here. All I see is limitations, contradictions, and reasons outside of it looking cool and it having the Valve style and the Valve feel to it and the Steam OS, which in my opinion, is a detriment, not a benefit. What's going for it? I mean, even if they go to mass market and into the stores, why would I buy this instead of just investing in a PC that runs Steam and can play everything? Why would I pay money for a machine that is limited on what I can play? That's the point. I mean, that's the question that they need to answer. But I don't think they care, which is why I don't think they're going to go mass market with this. I think they're just going to keep it in their store. They're going to have a limited amount of devices at launch to, you know, fake FOMO like they did with the Xbox ROG Ally X and the Xbox ROG Ally. And, you know, it's crazy how that device, the Xbox handheld, is still not available in the UK. I've heard that February is the next available date for it. And that's a maybe. February. That's mental, right? But I don't see it. I don't really see it. There's no way, Talos, that this is going to be $1,000. Not in a million years. I don't know if you're on social media or if you just come to the streams alone, but if you are on social media or in my Discord, feel free when this releases in 2026 to come and say you was right if it releases at $1,000. The Ally is available because no one wants the Ally. I checked yesterday; it was notify me, so it shows that it's in stock. But as soon as you go to the actual page on Asus UK, it says notify me. Right, on their website, it just says notify me. I've been checking like almost daily to the point now where it's getting so close to Christmas, I may just use that money on something else. I think Telos is talking about $1,000 just for the actual thing. Now I can see paying like maybe 1,000 for all three of these, right? 350. Let's just say $400 for this, $400 for this, and then maybe $100 for this. Plus you got tax in the US, so I can see that. But in the UK, I'd say like 350 for this, maybe 399 for this. So that's 750. And I don't know if the controller's going to come with the Steam box or not. But if it doesn't, then the usual $70 for the controller. But that would be my pricing on this. I don't see it being more than that. I mean, I'd get this at 349 just to play around with it, just to mess with it. At 349, I'd get it just to install homebrew and run stuff, and it would basically be my OBS slave machine. Because that's the price I'd normally pay for a mini PC that my son has upstairs. I mean, the one I got for my son was like 250, 280 pounds, but for an extra £100, it's not that different from the spec that we've got here. So there's no reason for this to be any more, than 350, 400 pounds. But again, I'm talking Great British pounds, not American dollars. But usually they just replace the dollar sign with the pound sign and the pound sign with the dollar sign. Yeah, unfortunately, Gorsty, so this is what happened at my workplace. I work for a digital marketing agency, right? Someone decided that they would transfer documents that were confidential, NDA, private, through Discord, and the IT team caught it. It hasn't ended well for that person, but what it means for the rest of the staff, Discord is officially blocked from my work PC. So I have really no visibility between 9 and 6 on Discord at all now. Because I had Discord installed on my work PC and would just chat away with you guys during the workday. But someone decided to be very dumb. I've still got a feeling that it was Steve. He infiltrated just so I could have blind spots now. But I've got no way of proving it. So I think we can blame Steve. That person is very much unemployed. But it just means that the rest of us have to suffer for it now. And I don't want to keep my desktop on all day just for Discord. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. It does suck. And Steve must be crashing on Assassin's Creed. But for me, this to me is no threat to. I mean, when they announced the Steam machine, I thought they were going to be like really going for the console market, and they could have really done that. But with the power that it's at right now, with the limitations that it has available, I can't see this really challenging or affecting Xbox Magnus or the eventual PlayStation 6 whenever it arrives in 2030, 2035 at all. You see? You see? I goddamn knew it! I knew it! I knew it! God damn it! But hey, on a brighter note, there is one thing that this machine, because it is really tiny and designed to be like a console-like experience, brings. It finally brings Final Fantasy XI back to your living room. And for that reason, Square Enix, you should absolutely consider revamping the game to 2025, 2026 standards and letting us enjoy it once more. If they do that, I will consider for a brief second restarting a character. I've just considered it, and the answer is still no. But at least I considered it. So if they do it, if they actually do it, I'll reconsider that brief second. By the way, that link that I've put in chat is if anyone wants to come in and pose a question regarding the Steam stuff before we start to move on from this, because It's been cool. Let's see what Monsieur Chili has. Oh, that would be cool. That would have probably increased the price. Oh, damn, you don't know that's completely murdered everything. Oh my god! Sorry. That'd be kind of cool. You're nodding a reshade. Okay. You can continue nodding a reshade. Oh, this is the test kit version. That's actually kind of cool. If they had something like this on release and then you could actually have like a, I don't know, a little graphic playing there, or it showed the box art of the game that you was actually playing, I think that would be really damn cool. That would be really awesome. Just have like it display the game that you're playing or the application you've got on or something like that would be so cool. CRT built into the TV. Hey, make it portable, right? Yeah, but people don't want to mod it, Susanna. They want to get it out the box and go that way. Ponies don't love PlayStation, they just hate Xbox. Mate, this is why the best Xbox content creators out there are people like Dreamcast Guy, Reforge, right? They're the best because that's all they talk about. Everyone will be 3D printing faceplates? Damn straight they will. For the 5 people that buy it. But then you got a portable Steam machine in the Steam Deck. You see, Bags hates Xbox. And that's why he's still here. Wait, we've gone from 3 people to 4 people. God damn it, Barris. What are you doing? I think this will be a decent machine for those people that are on low end machines. And I really think that this is more designed for people that are on the lowest spectrum of the PC hardware. It will allow them to upgrade and lift the average for hardware for people. If they price it right, I think it's definitely an opportunity for that. What I don't like is that people are going to buy this, like I got the Steam Deck, for example, and didn't know about the easy anti-cheat stuff, which is why I constantly talk about it, because it's awareness. Because when I bought my Steam Deck originally, I did not know this, that you could not run certain games because of easy anti-cheat. I'm not a Linux guy. I never used Linux. I never interfered with Linux. I mean, technically everyone uses Linux in this day and age, as I found out today. In fact, 80% of the whole world runs on Linux. But in terms of actual using it as a front end device, I've never used it until the Steam Deck. So I didn't know. And I paid 650 quid for a device and couldn't do anything because the games I wanted to play back then on the go, on a handheld like Genshin Impact and stuff, I couldn't do. And so I felt really disappointed in it. And this machine is going to do exactly the same thing. It's going to offer it's going to offer a decent platform, but the support for games is not going to be there. And I think Valve has a responsibility to make sure that people are aware of that. And that's why I always bring the easy anti cheat, because you don't know who's going to come into the chat. If it's going to inform at least one person, I'm happy with that. What right there makes you want it more, Susano? I think they'll sell a few. I think they'll sell like 5 million, maybe even 10 million. Nah, 10 million's pushing it. But I think they'll sell 5 million. But I just don't see them challenging. Uh, what about the China market? What do you mean? What about it? Oh, putting a screen on it. Does Elden Ring use easy anti-cheat, or is it Night Rain only that uses easy anti-cheat? Because I heard, but I saw something today that said Elden Ring uses it, but it didn't say if it was Night Rain or the original. So I don't actually know. But if the base Elden Ring uses easy anti-cheat for whatever reason, I can't really imagine why. It's not online. Well, it technically does have co-op, I guess, but Elden Ring does. So that wouldn't work on Steam OS. Like, these are big games that you cannot play on this machine. 9 million in 4 years? Potentially. Is it easy to do though, Susano? Like, is it like you go to boot the game and it boots up and you disable it? Does it prompt you to instantly disable it? Because if you have to tinker with it, the average person won't know. That cannot be the C5. If I'm gonna go LG55, it has to be the C5, and that's 1200 in the UK. Maybe you're getting a smashing deal buyer on in the US. Yeah, I'm guessing they've disabled the easy anti cheat. But this is what I'm saying. You don't know. Any game that's using it has a really high chance. When Xbox Magnus comes out, nobody will buy Steam machines anymore. I mean, Wacko, I think it will always have its market because you've got the Steam enthusiasts that will want it forever, right? They're going to be lording over this like crazy. They're going to be modding it and finding out tools on how to get around certain things and get themselves account banned for life, like Bungie did with Destiny 2, when people tried to, jump through hoops and get Destiny working through Proton. Oh, so it doesn't run it. Okay. If you get an Xbox LIX that is more powerful, there is no need for a Steam machine console. I mean, technically, yeah. If the Xbox LIX is actually more powerful, I don't actually know. It potentially could be. Then, really, you could just hook it up to your TV and off you go. Actually, I think that was the problem. There's a file it requires being created that wasn't getting created that caused the game to fail to run. I don't know. I just that's why I asked the question because I wasn't sure. It was something I read. Man, Black Ops 7 is 500 gig. Get ready for that, man. Get ready for that. Let's see. Elden Ring. So if we look here, Elden Ring is supported Game may not work out of the box unless you have purchased the DLC Shadow of Erdtree. And Elden Ring Night Rain has problems, but it's running. Which is yeah. This is a really cool site for anyone that is looking to, I'll put it in the search into the comments. It's a really cool site for you to keep an eye on. If there's a game you want and you're running on Steam OS, it tells you what works, what has problems, can play on EAC disabled servers, for example. You got to search and stuff so you can look for what you want. So yeah, like Halo Infinite requires patched Mesa and Proton GE. So it doesn't work out the box. But if you get this version of Proton GE, then you can run it. But again, out the box, it's not working. And so what you want is an out the box experience. The moment you have to tinker, it defeats the whole purpose of a console. No, it's not anti-cheat. It's I would say it. So the problem that you're actually having with this is more to do with who wants to take responsibility of Linux, right? Because Steam OS is a skin over Linux. It's not, something that Valve created. They've designed something that sits on Linux and does what they want. Now, Valve could put the time in, and that would cost them a lot of money to go and fix this and enable it. So on their version of Linux, it would work. But that would also mean that Valve has to maintain and support Linux and keep it updated and keep compatibility going. And that's a lot of money investment into this sort of thing. So what Valve is hoping is that someone else does it, like the developers who are making the games. And they're saying, well, you got like a 2% market share. You ain't even worth us getting out of bed for. Sorry, folks, but Windows has a much bigger share. And so they don't bother with it. So that's where it's kind of stuck in right now, in that kind of loophole, well, roundabout, chicken and egg situation. No one wants to take responsibility in actually making this work. There are ways to do it. It's not impossible, but whoever does take on that mantle to actually get this working, it's going to cost them a lot of money, and the return of investment just might not be worth it, because at that point, you kind of have to maintain this. And so the only real person that can do this where it would make sense is Valve. But Valve doesn't want to maintain Linux. They just want to look after their skin. And so if something changes in the grand scheme of things on Linux, they've got a big headache on their hands because they've got no control. And so suddenly half your games stop working. And that's why no one's really bothering with it. Linux is not better than Windows. Yeah, Byron, I think it's something like that. And you can install it in segments as well. But yeah, so until someone actually wants to take that mantle on there, on charge, then it's just not going to change. And that's why the limitations for SteamOS will always be there. But if we're talking about Linux, I mean, 80% of everything you use is Linux, your mobile phones. Anything around your house that's, techie wise, most of it, like your light bulbs and everything, it's all running through Linux. Even the internet, everything in the back end is Linux. The front end, sure, it's all kind of being bolstered on and running through whatever it is, but the actual core workhorse of everything running the internet, the web pages, and everything else is Linux. But it's just in a productive form, no one really runs it. But even actually, you've basically got the baseline of Linux, and then Sony just put their skin on top of it and said, right, this is our version. They basically did what Valve did, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And it works. But you're not going to see Sony taking on the mantle to try and get easy anti-cheat working. They just find other loopholes. And to be fair, they kind of did with their version of Linux, with their skin. So they have to maintain that, but it's proprietary it's software now for them. So they're kind of doing it. Sony does use Linux. Just shows how much you know. It's FreeBSD, yeah. So, anything else anyone wants to add before we move on to the next topic? Because I think we've covered a lot of it. I think in terms of what they can do and what they can offer, it's got its market. I don't think it's going to disrupt the market the way people are thinking it is. I'm seeing a lot of PlayStation fans coming in and saying that this is, the be all and end all and game over for all PC and whatnot. I think they're being stupid because clearly it's not. But we'll see what the price points are. I think that's going to be the biggest, that's the most important thing at this point based on the tech that's in these things and the hardware. It's all about the price point. If the price point is right, I think they'll do well. If the price point is bad or horribly bad, I just don't see them doing well. And if the people are saying like $1,000 for the Steam machine, you gotta be crazy. So we'll see. Well, at least the new Xbox has more of a chance than the Steam machine, so that's something, right? I mean, Microsoft had the cube design, right? For the Series S, the one that they were looking at redoing and stuff. And I thought it was quite funny when they actually did the whole thing. When I saw the design, I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this somewhere. I didn't even know that. Huh. You know what? According to AI, Last Story is right. PS5 is not on Linux. It is on Unix. FreeBSD is built like Linux, but it's not. It's on Unix. So, my apologies. You were right. I was wrong. I'll take the L on that one. Just want to do a quick search, and you were right. So, GG. I'll take the L. Not gonna sit here and say something is something when it's not. They had it on the PS3 until they realized that PS3 was getting hacked to hell with Linux on there, so they removed it. And also, the fact that it wasn't benefiting them anymore. Yeah. The PS5's operating system, known as Orbis OS, is built on FreeBSD, which is not Linux. It doesn't run Linux out the box. The DualSense has been enabled for Linux, but it is actually running on Unix. Sending what? I said nothing. I deny everything. AI is a powerful tool. That's all I'm saying, Bruno. AI is a powerful tool. You can't prove it was me until there's no one left. Everyone says it's Linux, but it actually isn't. I've just looked it up. I thought it was Linux as well. But it actually, FreeBSD is basically Unix, not Linux. So, you know, I'm happy to be corrected. Someone said about Ubisoft halting trades. Do you want to send me a link to that before I get into the PlayStation stuff? Alright, timestamped at 1.5 hours. I did put stuff in chat for people to jump in, but I guess no one wanted to jump in. Yeah, Glosser, I'm seeing that now. Honestly, I'm actually surprised why Valve doesn't embrace macOS. That is the most lockdown thing ever. And just start building off that. And let Mac handle all the heavy lifting. Let Apple handle all the heavy lifting. That would make so much more sense. Yo, you have a question? Guys, my son has a question. Next week, Thursday. Am I okay with you? Yeah. You want to go and watch a 5-hour movie? Wait, chat. What movie is 5 hours long? He wants to go with his friend, which is a female, to a 5-hour movie. This sounds a little sus to me. Does it sound sus to you guys as well? A 5-hour movie. Let's see what they say. The 10 Commandments. Are you watching the 10 Commandments? Five hours sounds suspicious. Are you bringing anything with you to keep you safe? They're asking. Lord of the Rings Extended Edition? No hanky panky, they said. Oh, so you just want to watch the movie with the eye wink, yeah? All right. You should. On Thursday, though. It should be fine. It should be fine. Can you bring me a glass of water, please? Yeah. And I get interest on that, right? 2,500%. Yeah. Apparently, it's a double showing. They're going to sit down and watch Wicked 1 and then Wicked 2. Ghosty said I should let you go as long as there's interest involved.
Fun fact: Garvin pushed for Linux support after Microsoft started pushing their walled app store on Windows 8. Microsoft created their own competition.
That is actually true. Well, that is actually true. If I'm not mistaken, and I might be here, I think Gabe actually worked for Microsoft at one point, or was that the Star Citizen guy? Either way, uh, Gabe pushed for Linux because of how much he really disliked Microsoft and the way Windows was, and that's where everything spiraled in. Thank you for the 5 Canadian Glassdoor. That is actually correct. I know the Star Citizen guy basically he used to work, the CEO who used to work for Microsoft and pushed away, but I think Gabe had a similar story, maybe? I don't know, I remember something like that. I could be wrong. He did? Yeah. I'd swim with the sharks before I see those movies. uh, mate, this is the generation today. They don't know who. Mate, I asked him, right? Who plays in Indiana Jones? Who's the main star in Indiana Jones? Considering he was wearing my t-shirt, right? My Indiana Jones t-shirt that had the main guy on the shirt. And do you know what he said? He was joking. So you don't want me to tell them your answer? Ghosty, you are way off, man. I mean, change the color palette. I mean, you are way off. You are so off. And the Grand Canyon isn't wide enough to kind of determine how off you actually are. How you doing, Sol? He said Will Smith. Yeah, let that sink in. But hey, if you want to check him out and go laugh at him, you can find him at Mini Bambi TTV over at Twitch. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Bear in mind, I was actually drinking my tea at the time when he said it, and I spat it out. I was like, they're not even the same color. But yeah, if anyone wants to mock him, that's where you do it. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. He's taken over my Twitch channel, so if you've already been following me over at Twitch, you'll now see him over at Twitch, and yeah, you could go have a good laugh. How's it going, Sol? I don't know why he went with that name, although I kind of partially do, but it's an inside joke. Fresh Jones. Did you send me that Ubisoft stuff before I move on? Yep, I know, Tess. Ubisoft. Let's see. See if I can find it. By the way, how did you guys find my Portal video? It was actually, I'm really impressed with how good it is. For the price point at $200 or less, if you can actually find it. Let's see, shares. All right, so we've got some pieces here, so let's have a look. What's going on? All right, moving on to the Ubisoft stuff. Ubisoft just postponed its earnings report and halted the trading of its shares. Unclear why at this point, but could indicate major announcement related to the company. Ubisoft has requested Euronext to halt trading of its shares and its bonds from the market opening on November the 14th, 2025, until the publication of its first half 2025-26 results in the coming days. Ubisoft will inform the market of which it's trading. We also have everyone's favorite, Jeff Keighley. Abruptly at the last minute, Ubisoft has halted trading of its
Gorsty
shares and
celebrates
postponed
14
its
months of
earnings call today.
membership, Ubisoft going out of business.
I don't know if they're going out of business, Gorsty, but thank you very much for 14 months subscription. I appreciate you. This may suggest material news about the company and its future trajectory is imminent. So, for those of you that don't know, there's been this kind of, I won't call it insider trading, but market manipulation that's been going on. They've been doing it in such a way where it's quite devilish in what they've been doing. And I mean, that this is personally my opinion, by the way. You don't have to, uh, John would be devastated. But Ubisoft has been working quite vigilantly to destroy its market position and the company for a little while now, and it looks to be purposefully done to destroy the value of the shares. Tencent, I believe, is the majority shareholder in this company, but they can't actually take control for another 2 years by the contract that they've signed, and they can't buy anymore, but I think they can sell. And so they've been underhanding a lot of this shit to make sure that to try and get Tencent to sell so the Guillemot family can actually become the majority shareholders again. Now, that to me has been the main reason why Ubisoft's reputation and everything has taken a hit, because no company in their right mind is going to continue doing something that's going to ruin the company. There's just nothing. There has to be an ulterior motive there. Now, because Tencent can't buy any more shares or can't and the new shares that they did buy, which I think take them to 57%, they can't actually materialize that. They can't utilize that until 2027 or 2028 is a big problem. And I think by 2030 is when they can actually start buying shares, but they can sell shares. And so all this time, the way I've seen it is the Guillemot family has been basically dragging Ubisoft as a company to basically destroy the share value to get Tencent to sell. Now, whether they have or not, I've not followed that. I don't know what the share is at the moment, but Tencent did hold with that new slab that they did purchase back then, 57%. And now, if the Guillemot family have actually done this, got the majority, it explains a lot. But maybe that's part of what's being finalized now, and they're not ready to express that. Or maybe they're getting investors from Saudi Arabia because they're looking everywhere to invest right now because their biggest earner in Saudi Arabia are plastics and stuff like that. As you can see in the world, we're no longer dealing with plastics, has shit the bed basically. So it's kind of it is what it is, and they've lost a huge chunk of their revenue in Saudi Arabia. So they're investing in everything now that can potentially make money and trying to kind of build that empire up again. Hence why they're buying games companies now, like EA and stuff. But I think the market manipulation thing has a big part to play here. But it'll be interesting to see what actually comes out of this. What 100% confirmed, Gorsty? You'd have to prove it, Cesano. All they've been doing is promoting DEI and not listening to what the people want or what the community wants, and people crying about I forgot his name now. I've got Yakumo stuck in my head from Ninja Gaiden. But what was the black guy's dude's name? Far Cry got pushed out, yeah. Prince of Persia got pushed out as well. Both of them. Yasuke, that's it. Hey, Calandros. So all they've been doing, Cesano, is supporting DEI, supporting all this stuff with Yasuke, and they weren't bowing down to it. How do you prove something like this? You can't really prove it. So that's why this plan of theirs, if it is true, and this is what I think is happening anyway, personally, is devilishly brilliant, because basically getting what they want in the most horrible way possible, and it's the greatest heist of all time. So a lot of this makes sense to me. They do, Vinci. They've still got games coming. I like Yasuke in the game. Assassin's Creed Shadow seems polished. What's wrong with it? It wasn't broken to me. But that's what I see this as. Everyone is just talking about the same thing, literally reposting the same exact thing. So we could be seeing completely new management now for this, or maybe they're gonna merge with another company or bring in a massive investor that's gonna take an additional chunk of the company now. So it's going to be interesting to see how this develops. It was always coming to an end. It was always, coming to that kind of point. But it's crazy how this has now, it's all coming to an end. And I think that's a good thing, because this saga has been going on for a while now. And if you realize, I mean, I've never changed my position on this. I've spoken about Ubisoft's position multiple times over the years, and I've always said that this is where they're going, because this is where it's kind of always pointed at that they were going. They were never going in another direction. They weren't happy that Tencent owned the majority of the company, but they did lock Tencent into it, and they did kind of screw Tencent as well with that, by basically keeping them stuck there, unable to do anything other than sell. And so they've been hoping that they do so. And so here we are. It was fine on PC. I don't know how it was on the other formats. I only played it on PC because that was the copy Ubisoft gave me. Even though I asked for the Xbox version, they gave me the PC one because they didn't have enough stock for the Xbox version for the keys. Because normally when I ask for keys, I go Xbox, PC, and then PlayStation, and then Nintendo. So that's always my first choice. But they gave me the PC copy. Yeah, when I played it on PC, I didn't experience many bugs in there. Nothing like game breaking. In fact, I don't remember experiencing much, other than maybe like the enemies not moving for one sequence or something. But I mean, Massive is part of Ubisoft, isn't it? I mean, I know people didn't like the character's face and stuff, and they were kind of doing their best to mock it in that way. It's not bad, Steve. It's just Ubisoft bloat, which is why I got bored. But yeah, I didn't have anything wrong with it. I mean, Vin, you're right. It's because of not just the US. I think the world just decided to go crazy for a while and really push this agenda. We've got a lot of it in the UK as well, but I think it's done more harm than good. I'm always on the belief that you should be judged by merit, not skin color, and that's never going to change for me. Your talent should dictate, how good you are. But seeing like different people, different races in different games and stuff like that, I think that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I know in Japan, when they were releasing the new Visions of Mana, the producers were really upset, and the reporters and stuff were really upset that they had to change parts of the design for the characters because they felt it took the identity of the game away. And even the person at the time that was interviewing them actually complained and said, why do you have to do this? What's the reason? The characters look great as they are. Now they just don't look like they represent the game. And they said because Western ideology requires it, otherwise we can't release the game in that country because it won't, it won't sell. So, yay! All right. So I'm not sure if you've seen this. This is kind of amusing. So it says, "Hey, at PlayStation, employees that follow me." I'm surprised. Well, maybe some do. I'm not going to dispute it. The store refund policy on PlayStation is just not good for consumers and needs fixed. If I buy a game, I should be able to return it just as easily within a certain time frame and not jump through a ton of hoops. Steam has a great policy. You hear that, folks? Steam has a great policy. With you having games on PC, console users should have the same ability to return games. And so here is my response to this. What they need to do is take PlayStation to court like they did with Valve and Steam. Because Steam never had a 2-hour return policy. It wasn't until they took them to court and Steam fought, through tooth and nails to try and get this rejected and overturned. And in the end, the Australian courts told them, no, you will have this policy. And once they passed that ruling, the rest of the world passed through and passed on that same regulation. But if it was down to Valve and Steam, you would not have that great return policy. They were fighting in court to stop you from having that. Right? So what these people need to do is stop glazing Steam and stop glazing that really amazing policy like it was Valve's decision to do, and actually go and do exactly what people did and, the lawyers did, and take PlayStation to court and get that decision turned, and then not just for PlayStation, but for Nintendo and Microsoft as well, to have a return policy that mirrors that of Steam. Because this was not a standard thing for Steam. Steam, that holy, great, you know, consumer-friendly company were fighting against this like their life depended on it, trying to get this decision overturned and not passed through. But the Australian court had none of it. So do remember that. People often forget that these companies aren't there to, you know, be consumer friendly. They're only consumer friendly while the return of interest is there. But you try and touch their bottom line and they will not like it. So yeah, if you want change, you got to fight for it. And you know what? The PC community fought for change and they got it. It's that simple. As a console gamer, you want change from the console market for return policy, you got to fight for it. And Sony will resist it. Microsoft will resist it. But in the end, you've got a precedent here from Steam. That is like crazy strong in your favor to actually get this decision passed through for consoles as well. The fact that this precedent right here in yellow exists because of the Australian ruling that is now globally accepted, it shouldn't take long before consoles like, well, console hardware manufacturers like PlayStation and Microsoft have to adhere to it. And then you got this guy. And then you got this guy after the Steam Machine announcement. There's always going to be someone, right? There's always going to be something, right? There's always going to be someone. But Tarnish, this it's just, you know, people often don't like hearing the truth or knowing the truth, and they refuse to believe it and accept it as well. Like Glassdoor came in, made a statement earlier, and he actually taught me something that I was wrong at, which is rare, by the way, but I was wrong. The information that I knew was incorrect, and I'm pretty sure the majority of people would be incorrect as well. I mean, it's like truth right now. I mean, Bags, he is completely wrong. He will live in denial, and he will, you know, die by that sword and continue that denial until the last breath. But he is wrong, and there are people that just won't accept the truth. And there's a prime example. All right, now we come on to the last topics of the day, which is talking about these amazing PlayStation games that aren't coming to PlayStation. So we finally have a Horizon game that's not going to be on PS5. But when you think about it, this next year, by the end of next year, this time next year, this game will be available. If this game releases next year, I don't know when it's releasing, right? This game will be available on iOS, Android, PC, Xbox, but not PlayStation, because the Xbox Magnus will play this. So this will be a PlayStation IP game that is going to be on every, well, we don't include Nintendo, going to be on all platforms except PlayStation. So this is actually going to PC as well, right? And this isn't really MMORPG. I think Susanna will love this because this is basically Monster Hunter. They have a short clip of, they have like a documentary of this, so we'll check it out. It looks pretty cool, right? But why would this not be on PlayStation? Sony will have a more Steam version. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But do you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't make sense. And look at this guy. But Halo, Forza, Gears, games on PlayStation make perfect sense. And I just had to put it, I just had to lay the lay of the law down. I explained how retarded he actually was. But those games are on Xbox. This game will not be on PlayStation. How is that so difficult to understand? Like, it's so stupid. Right? It's so dumb. Like, these people are trying to damage control and champion the fact that a PlayStation IP game is not going to be on PlayStation, but it's going to be on PC. I thought they said that first party games won't ever be on PC day and date without it being on PlayStation. But here we go. You gotta stay off that Kool-Aid, Bags. You gotta stay off that Kool-Aid. You're not gonna be able to feign the allegations anymore, man. You got some gameplay here. We're gonna check that out, but I wanted to check out something else first. There was like a clip of a documentary, but I don't seem to have it. So let's check this out first and see what it's like, and then we can check out the documentary. I mean, to me, this is just Monster Hunter, right? We all love Bags. How's it going, Sanchez? And so you fight the creatures, right? You break the parts off, you get the materials, you go back to camp, and you build better gear. That's totally not Monster Hunter at all. I'm just saying, I'm just going to put it out there. That clearly Monster Hunter follows a completely different structure to their game. Because you don't go and hunt monsters in Monster Hunter and carve their stuff. This is just Monster Hunter. Even the intros to the bosses, it's just Monster Hunter. This is not an MMO. Just because you can play with like 3 to 5 players doesn't mean it's an MMO. I think the game can do really well, by the way. Like, I think this can do really, really well. If it's executed right, done right, I mean, you got the double swords, you know, the dual blades, you got the great sword, you got the katana. I bet that's the sword and shield. No, it's not. Someone else is going to have the sword and shield. You even got the same style of weapons. That's the great sword. The triple charge. It's literally Monster Hunter. But there was a documentary of it. It's not too long, but I mean, I think it could do really well. But what's surprising is that this isn't on PlayStation. And that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would that not be on PlayStation? I mean, it's a first-party IP, right? Let's see. I did see it somewhere. Let's see. Let's search for Horizon Steel Frontiers. Unless someone has a YouTube link for it, it's like 6 or 7 minutes long, and it's it's not that. I don't know what it means by PC purple. Is that emulator? I don't know. But they go through like the character creation and everything. It's a cool little video. I thought here it is. I found it. And good old Nibs has it. All right. So this is the actual trailer for it. Oh, purple is a mobile phone port? Okay. So basically like Genshin Impact, Withering Waves and stuff like that. You know, the games that make billions and billions of dollars. Windows 11 does, yeah. I don't really like using it though. But they're probably going to package it just like the other mobile providers do, like with Nikkei and all the others, which is way better. I mean, the first one, I was like, man, Susanna gonna see this? He gonna be in love with this. Susanna want to play this now. It looking good though. This is what I said, Vinci. This is gonna be on Xbox, mobile, PC, exclusively, not on PlayStation. A PlayStation IP exclusively, not on PlayStation. What a time we live in, man. What a time we live in. Yeah, mobile gaming has come a long way from what it used to be, though. And, you know, games like Genshin Impact have paved the way for these mobile providers to really push gaming to the next level on mobile. And it's why a lot of companies now are releasing their games on PC, because they are perfectly playable on PC and are perfectly good games. So if nothing else, games like that have steered the gaming, you know, things in the right direction.
안녕하세요. NC소프트의 김택진입니다. 여러분께 NC의 새로운 프로젝트 호라이즌 스틸 프론티어스를 마침내 선보일 수 있게 되어 기쁘다 생각합니다. 2017년 호라이즌 제로 던을 만났을 때 매력적이고 생동감 넘치는 그 세계에 저는 바로 빠져들었습니다. 거대한 기계 생명체와의
This isn't on PlayStation.
미스테리한 내러티브는 저희 호기심을 자극하며 그 세계 끝까지 가게 만들었습니다. 하지만 동시에 이 재미 가득한 세계를 홀로 모험해야 한다는 점은 아쉽게 느껴졌습니다. 이런 세계에서 다른 사람을 만나 함께 협력하며 거대한 기계 생명체와 전투를 한다면 그 얼마나 재미있을까?
This
그걸
is gameplay.
상상을 하며 기계 생명체라면 판타지 몬스터보다 훨씬 새롭고 더 재밌을 거란 확신이 있었습니다. 이 매력적인 세계관을 바탕으로 MMO를 만들고 싶었던 거죠.
This is in-game footage.
마침내 그 꿈을 호라이즌 스틸 프론티어스로 이루게 되어 오늘 여러분께 처음 소개해드리게 되었습니다. 호라이즌 스틸 프론티어스는 NC에게 새로운 도전이자 앞으로 펼쳐질 새로운 여정의 출발점입니다. NC 그리고 게릴라 게임스가 협력하여 만들어낸 새로운 호라이즌을 기대해 주시기 바랍니다.
Blood Down Trail. Never heard of it.
Hi, I'm Jan Bart van Beek. I'm the studio director at Gorilla.
It sounds
I also
crazy,
lead our
right?
art and animation
Honest.
teams. And I was the one who originally came up with the concept of the Horizon franchise. Now, Horizon is incredibly special to me and to everyone at Gorilla. This world we've poured our hearts and souls into is a place where humanity, nature, and technology are constantly colliding. It's become a vibrant and living world, full of stories, tribal cultures, and of course those
It's
incredible
Monster
animal-like
Hunter.
creatures that rule the land. From the very beginning of creating this franchise, we've imagined the Horizon universe as one that could be experienced in many different ways. Horizon Steel Frontiers is a full-fledged MMORPG that NCSoft has built specifically for mobile. Now with Steel Frontiers, you can step into this world anywhere, anytime. Players take on the role of machine hunters, chasing opportunity in a region called the Deadlands. This is inspired by Arizona and New Mexico. You're sharing the frontier with thousands of other players, sometimes working together to take down machines, and other times competing with rival tribes, or fighting over resources. And that mix of cooperation and competition creates moments that you
Let's
never see.
go.
Now, at the heart of Horizon's story is the search for the balance between humanity, nature, and technology. And sometimes that's harmony, sometimes that's conflict. But it always creates a world filled with mystery and beauty. What we want players to feel is the world's resilience and its hope. And that even when everything seems overwhelming, humanity can adapt, can survive, and finds meaning in the world.
There's your
We've already had
cats.
groups of guerrillas playing Horizon Steel Frontiers
Dungeons to
in the
go
office,
into.
and it's really amazing. Whenever I get a chance to jump in on an early gameplay test, what really stands out is Steel Frontiers' distinct tone and atmosphere. It has a unique identity of its own, and that's been brought to life by NCSoft's developers.
With the cooking.
But it fits perfectly with the Horizon universe, and that
I'm
balance
really
is
excited for this.
the essence of Horizon.
Like personally, I am really excited for
That
this.
really excites me about this project.
I'm so excited to play this on my Xbox.
안녕하세요. 호라이즌 스틸 프론티어스의 총괄 프로듀서 이성구입니다. 이 프로젝트를 세상에 처음 선보이게 되어
What's next? I
좀
don't
긴장되긴 하지만
know.
동시에 굉장히
I think they
설레네요.
did have a companion.
호라이즌 스틸
Didn't they?
프론티어스의 핵심 컨셉은 한마디로 압도적인 사이즈의 기계를 공략하는 즐거움입니다. 거대한 기계를 공략하는 재미는 원작 호라이즌 시리즈가 가진 가장 큰 매력이었잖아요. 저희는 이 경험을 MMORPG의 영역으로 확장시키고 있습니다. 가장 중점을 두고 있는 부분은 MMORPG의
Man, that timing.
전투 경험을 설계하는 것입니다. 먼저 거대 기계 공략 과정에서 호라이즌 스틸 프론티어스만의 독창적인 재미를 더하고 있습니다. 예를 들어 기계 몬스터의 특정 부위를 파괴한 뒤 풀캐스트를 활용해 순식간에 접근하여 올라타 파괴한 부위에 함정을 설치하고 상태 이상 효과를 부여할 수 있고요. 전투 중에 기계 몬스터가 드랍한 무기를 마운트에 싣고 들고 다니다가 다른 전투에 활용하는 방식도 가능합니다. 거대 기계 공략의 중심에는 협력과 전략 두 가지 키워드가 핵심 가치로 자리 잡고 있습니다. 거대 기계
For a second, I thought the other one was your cat.
역할을 수행하고 전략적으로 행동해야 하며 유기적으로 협력해야 합니다. 이러한 전투 방식과 설정들은 대규모 전투에서 훨씬 더 빛을 발하게 됩니다.
This game always had the potential for this sort of thing, especially with the big bosses like these.
호라이즌 스틸 프론티어스에서는
This could be really cool, man. Baby steps is gonna
저희는
get out of it, Banks.
감성을 마음껏 표현할 수 있도록 커스터마이징에 많은 공을 들이고 있습니다.
Oh, Dawnwalker,
아주
right.
세밀한 부분까지 직접 조절할 수 있도록 말이죠. 먼저 캐릭터 생성 과정에 호라이즌
we
원작의
could-
부족 컨셉을 녹여냈습니다. 노라, 테낙스, 우타루,
Hey, they got the waifu part down, right?
다양한 부족 중
I'm in.
선호하는 부족을 선택해 캐릭터를 생성할 수 있죠. 저희는 유저분들이 원하는
They've already
부족을 최대한
got it
조절하고
confirmed. I'm gonna give the game a try at
높은
least.
장도의 커스터마이징을 제공할 계획입니다. 얼굴, 체형, 헤어, 메이크업 등 기본적인 요소를 시작으로 세부적인 부분까지 마음껏
Do you think
조절할
they're
수
gonna have a
있습니다.
boob slider?
이렇게 만들어진 외형은 다른 유저들과 공유할 수도 있습니다. 단순히 캐릭터를
They're not gonna
만드는
show it.
것을 하는 게 아니라 자신만의 개성을
They're
뽐내고
scared.
서로의 창작물에서 영감을 얻어 캐릭터를 다시 꾸밀 수도 있죠.
Uh,
여러분의 개성이 담긴 멋진 기계 사냥꾼의 모습으로
yeah, they didn't want to show it. They're scared.
탐험해 보시기 바랍니다. 호라이즌 스틸 프론티어스의 세상 속에서 자신만의 캐릭터를 육성하고 동료들과 함께 거대한 기계를 공략하고 데드랜드의 기계 사냥꾼으로 살아가는 이야기. 여러분이
You gonna charge me £100 for fucking blue?
주인공이 되는 모습을 보고 싶습니다. 저희도 그날을 위해 최선을 다하겠습니다.
For fucking blue? I don't know if it's mobile. It's going to be free to play. So they're going to have cosmetics and stuff in the game to monetize it, right? That's the only way they can actually monetize it. If it's on mobile, they're not going to charge you $45 for it. Thanks, Byron. Yeah, NCSoft is hit and miss, but developed by NCSoft in collaboration with Gorilla, so Sony First Party is helping with this. So they're using first party dev time. Designed for mobile, play with countless other players in large scale raids and battles against mechanical beasts or compete with their other tribes. Features custom character creator. New combat mechanics takes place in a region called Deathlands, inspired by Arizona and New Mexico. To clarify, the game is not on Steam. Most of these gacha games or mobile games don't go on Steam anyway, so that's fine. And I never like to play them off Steam. And can only be played through the Purple platform, a PC gaming service by NCSoft Games. No Steam version has yet been announced. Either way, PS5 being left out is pretty funny, but PlayStation and Sony have been signaling an additional push into mobile. Oh, piss off. Possibly a large part of... Yeah, they're just coping now. They're looking for reasons as to why. Can you imagine if Microsoft released a game for a first-party IP and said, yeah, it's going to be available on mobile and PC, but not Xbox? Can you imagine the meltdown that these guys would be having at ridiculing? And now they're trying to say, oh, but this is a great decision by them. This is doing exactly what they said. Piss off. There's no way. There's no way. This is... no. Isn't Gears Tactics on Xbox? On any of them? I swear it is. Maybe this... Yeah, it's on Xbox One, Xbox Cloud, GeForce Now, Windows, Xbox Series S and X. I mean, Nintendo releases mobile games, but they don't release those mobile games elsewhere. I mean, when was it released? 2020. The initial release date was 2020, so it's always been on Xbox One. Because that falls in line with the actual Xbox One release schedule. Or maybe it launched first on PC and then came to Xbox? Not sure. let's see. Yeah, the game released first for Windows in April 28th, 2020, and then released on Xbox One and Series X and S on November 10th, 2020. So yeah, it was a staggered release. Staggered release. But they're crazy. They're crazy. Players to play mobile games on a PC. Purple is an official in-house emulator developed by NCSoft to optimize their games for PC, providing enhanced graphics, custom controls, and cross-platform play with mobile devices. So basically, you're going to be playing it better than the mobile phones do. Now, I've used different emulators. Like there's one that I'm using at the moment called Memu, which is another one designed by another company, and they're great. They work absolutely perfect, exactly how you want them to. There is nothing wrong with this. This game is going to be playable on Xbox. You know what, Susano? You may say that you're not going to play it now, but you will play it. I know you're going to play it because that Monster Hunter urge inside you is going to trickle and you're going to see it and you're going to be like, oh, I got to try this out and compare it. And then you got Ratchet and Clank. PlayStation has announced Ratchet and Clank Ranger Rumble, a new mobile game coming for iOS and Android and playable on PC via emulation soon. So let's check this one out. So here's another game that's going to be playable on the next Xbox, but not the PS consoles. Hey, Jermaine, how's it going? Ratchet and Clank. Grab your gear. But still, why is this not on PlayStation? Why wouldn't they make it cross-compatible with mobile? Right? There's literally no reason why none of these games are on PlayStation. PlayStation required. So a brief update to my video yesterday today that I released regarding the PlayStation Portal. If you haven't seen it, do check it out. It's my first sponsored video, so I'd appreciate the supporting the views and stuff, and it just makes the optics for me look better when I'm talking with these companies. So if you haven't seen it, please do check it out. But when I reset my portal, I couldn't actually activate the PS Portal and get to the cloud gaming, but apparently there is a way to do it. I just couldn't see it. So do keep that in mind. That's the only addendum that I'm going to add to that video. Apparently there is a way to bypass activating it with your PS5 and just going straight to the cloud. I just don't know what it is. This is you wouldn't buy this though, Bags. This is free to play. None of these games are paid money. They're free to play. I get what they said, Steve, but I've been reading in YouTube comments where people have been saying that you don't need a PS5 to do it, and there is a way to get around. Because basically what happens is when you reset the portal or boot up for the first time, you go through the standard setup and then it asks you to link it to a PS5. And you can't progress from there. But apparently there is a way to bypass it. It's not hacking. I just don't know. So I've asked the questions to see if I can actually fit, if they'll tell me. I couldn't get past it. I couldn't figure out, so I left it. But if there actually is a way and they message me back and tell me, I'll make a video on it. But apparently there is a way to bypass the linking for the thing, PlayStation, and you kind of get an option to where it says pair later, and you can access the cloud side of things only. You can't access your library, but you can access the cloud. But I'm not sure. You know, a lot of it's not just one comment I've seen of that. I've seen multiple. So it does I'm just not sure on the validity. In my video, I did say that it wasn't possible because I couldn't do it personally. So I left it as that. But it was only after I posted the video today, when I was looking around, I found a couple of other posts where people were saying they were able to do it. So my advice was go to someone that isn't buying the portal or has any interest, connect it to their PS5 just to register, and then use the cloud. Off you go. It does require premium. I did state that in my video. But yeah, please do go check that video out. I would really appreciate the views and support. Because it really does help with like the sponsorships that I can get. So if I can make a good impression on these, then that would be really awesome. So I would highly appreciate it. Taz, if you could post the link in chat, that would be great. That said, though, Ratchet and Clank. This will be playable on PC, naturally, because you've got different Android emulators that will run it. But I just don't understand why these games aren't on PlayStation. This one and Horizon, it really should be on PlayStation. And people trying to say no, it just, I don't know, it's just weird. It's just totally weird. Like, you know, I still haven't played Call of the Mountain. I actually bought the PSVR to play that game, and then I found out it wasn't actually Horizon. I really should sit down and play that one day. Apparently, all you do is climb, though, which is a bit disappointing. Based on my experience, Ventura, yes. But what I'm reading online says no. I couldn't find a way past a certain point where it asked me to link my PS5 console to it. Yeah, but the pay. I mean, you could. I don't get that point, Steve, because they have Genshin Impact on there, which is free to play with loads of paywalls. They have Honkai Star Rail. They have Tower of Fantasy. They have Wuthering Waves. They have loads of gacha games on there that are pretty much paywalls. This is their own IP. They're happy to put other publishers' games that are free to play with crazy monetization on their games, on their store, and they're not happy to put their own IP. Like, I would definitely tell NC Soft to make this work on my platform. Yeah, no one's gonna. It's that, you know, it's not like that anymore. That preconception is so old school. And I get it. You don't play mobile games, so you wouldn't know. But that preconception is long, like, dead. And any company that tries to do that these days, they don't live longer than 6 months and they shut down. They know that, you know, people just don't accept it anymore. there's been like a bunch of gacha games that have come out over the past year, and they haven't, like, some of them haven't lasted for 6 months. Some shut down within the first month because their monetization was so predatory, and people just didn't play it. Diablo has a huge following though. They have a cult. Diablo is different. Diablo is a cult. You had people spending 10 grand on that game day one. That's different to what this game will be. But yeah, most of the games out there now, none of them do that. Yeah, that's mental. But the question is, do you need to? But you know, so there's no reason why this was a first party IP didn't make its way to PlayStation. It's you know, I'm seeing, I mean, I've seen Potato Rock actually turn around and criticize this. I've seen Quack criticize this. I've seen Jay Barry criticizing this, and you know, good on them. They should be criticizing stuff like this. They should be calling out. This is a PlayStation first party IP. It should be on the console. You know, there's no reason why it shouldn't be. So good on them for actually, you know, doing that. Dude, this is a 28-minute trailer. I don't think we've got time for this for today. Well, we might do. Let's see if there's anything else that I wanted to go through before we finish up on that. Okay, so just 2 more little things, and then we can check out that Dawn stuff if people want to. So we've got this over here, which I kind of appreciate what Jez Corden is saying. I think he's pretty on point. It's a bit deranged how horny this guy is about the mere idea of thousands of people losing their jobs. I think there's a lot of truth to that. $10K in Devil May Cry. Jesus, you can finish that game without touching that any monetization, man. So, basically, Xbox dying, closing down. The way he gets happy about Xbox dying, essentially, people losing their job. I mean, thousands and thousands of people would be gone if Xbox shut shop today. And that's his point. The guy gets way too excited. I mean, I'm guessing he gets more excited with Xbox dead than he does with seeing his spouse at this point. But hey, I'm not gonna judge him. I totally am. But dude, that thing is crazy, but it is so expensive. But I've been looking at that Ventura. I have been eyeing that. It is so expensive. For us in the UK, I think it's like £1,500. I just can't justify it, man. That's not the point, Steve. It's what he's saying. It's a bit deranged how horny this guy is about the mere idea of thousands of people losing their jobs. The sheer thought of it makes him happy. He's just calling him out. Didn't say they're losing their jobs. True, Vincy. True. So it's finally happened. It's finally happened. Silent Hill has heard my cries and has decided that they are going to add a new difficulty just for me. They're doing it. They're doing it. They are adding a new difficulty designed for me. So I will play this on casual difficulty and enjoy the game. I mean, there was actually a recent post that I saw from Destin who said that, you know, people were moaning in his chat that he clickbaited one of the articles that videos that he released, and it got a lot more views than it would normally have gotten. But, you know, he said he's going to do it again and again and again because it's the only way to get people to jump in and watch the video. I try to steer, well, I do steer clear of clickbait. I try to keep as far away from it as possible. But I do understand why people do it. You know, you want them to click on your video because you've spent that time making it. It sucks for the people watching it, especially if you're not talking about the topic at all. But and I don't even know what video what video it was referring to for Destin, but clickbait sucks. I don't like clickbait. Just keep it the way it is. I mean, even if your channel's getting big, you don't need to clickbait if you're doing stuff right. But the problem is, people just want to watch hate videos. They don't want to watch anything that's not bashing or doing anything like that. I mean, the content itself could be good, but you need something to entice them in. Hey, look. They released a version of the game for me. So we could be playing this soon. Just saying. Casual difficulty for me. This is it. They've basically heard my pleas and cries and they said, we're gonna make it happen because there's that one guy out there that needs this game mode. And then they said, let's do it. Even if it is just for that one guy, we want him playing the game. And so now that they've released my game mode with patch 1.10, now's the time for me to start playing it. You know, I gotta respect them. Now, Reforged mode doesn't exist in this game. Reforged mode, they haven't made yet. They don't look at Reforged, they look at me. I'm clearly the better channel. Play it tomorrow? Maybe. I thought you guys wanted HOD tomorrow. Well, am I even streaming tomorrow? I don't even know. What do you mean, nuh-uh? What do you mean? The COD's out tomorrow, right? Or is it early access tomorrow? But yeah. 14th it's out? Okay, so for general public. Okay. Because I don't do early access, so I'm not bothering with it this time. Gambit tomorrow? You mean he's finally getting his moment? Man, he's been waiting a long time for that. He definitely gonna make a name for himself. Make a gaming YouTube channel? What do you mean? Like a separate channel that's just for streaming games? Hey, at least one person got it. At least one person got the joke. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. My talents are not wasted. You bought the whole EA company that didn't make Outer Worlds 2 for Outer Worlds 2 and didn't play it until the week after it released public? Mate, you crazy? Why are you buying Electronic Arts? I totally know he's talking about early access, but still. Why are you buying EA? See, even Chili's on my side here. You crazy? You got way too much money. I mean, you probably worked your ass off for it, and it's probably deserved, but still. Man buying a different company just so he can play a game made by a different company. You crazy, man. So, Woodpit, before we get to the final video, which is going to be this one, let me talk about that just a little bit. It won't be long. So, here's the thing, right? If I get a sponsor or I get a code, that stuff will be based on the metrics of my current YouTube channel. As the contract, I would need to air it, stream it, or make a video of it on this channel. So technically, yes, I can stream it on another place. But if they tell me, hey, here's a code for the game, I want you to stream it on release day or on your next available streaming day, I have to stream it on this channel. And so that's part of the problem. Because the other channel's views and stuff just aren't up there. And for the time being, because that other channel, because of Kuro Games, it turns out, has 2 copyright strikes for stuff that I don't even understand why. But it should be done in about 15 days, 20 days. So that's something I've been considering. But it would need like an adoption from this side over to that side in order to boost the metrics to make it work. And currently, when I stream games, I get about, what, 10 people watching? Anywhere between 5 and 15 people on average. And so those metrics basically just aren't enough. And if I did that, I would lose what little opportunities I have already available to me. So that's basically the problem with that. It's not that I haven't considered it. There is a lot of logistics and a lot of kind of like nuances and details around as to why that becomes more difficult. Now, if that channel was delivering the same level of metrics, like if I was getting, I don't know, 50, 60, 80 viewers watching me playing those games and whatnot, that would be different. But because of the turnout being like between 5 to 15 people, that's just not going to do anything for the metrics, and it just won't work. Not that I'm not grateful for those people that are turning up, but it just incentively isn't worth me going to another channel to make that work, which is why I'm having to stay here. And I appreciate that some people don't want to watch that content on this channel. It's optional, but that doesn't stop them, as you say, unsubscribing, which is a problem. So I'm still trying to figure out a way to balance all of that out, because the idea was that I was going to stream Friday and Saturdays and Sundays to, you know, get more traction into the channel. That hasn't worked, and so I'm just trying to figure out what's the best way I can approach this that's going to be the least destructive and beneficial. This is a 30-minute video, but we're going to run this in double speed So it's going to be a 15 minutes video. Or 14 minute. Playing your Barbie game? I don't have Barbie game. You never bought it for me. You said if you buy it, you were going to buy it. And you didn't buy it. You didn't gift it to me on Steam. Gaming streams are hard because people want to watch, but sometimes want to play the game themselves. That is another thing. Like when I play a game day one, people say, "Well, I'm not going to watch it because I don't want spoilers," and so that becomes a problem as well. So there's a lot of problems there with it. But yeah, I did want to do that because now I've got a channel there that used to be gacha, but I'm basically privating everything, and it's going to be a fresh channel. But I just don't know what to do with it without the support for the channel. And so it is what it is. But I have a channel there now that can potentially do something. It's no, gaming night is on the 28th of this month. When is the 28th? It's in 2 weeks. And that will be the final gaming night, potentially until Jan or Feb at this point. No, we don't do that here. Bullets. It affects the channel metrics, Susano. So when you finish watching a stream, those, the viewing numbers that are on display there end up, they actually matter to your metrics. And so when people are liking your stream, like at the moment, I've got 34 likes on the stream, and I've had a total of about 350 people come in and watch the stream at some point. And so YouTube won't push this video out. It won't push this stream out. If that was like 150 likes or 200 likes, which is why, people like Reforge turn around and constantly ask for the likes and stuff like that. When it hits like that 150, 200, the algorithm then turns around and says, hey, there's a lot of people that really like this stream. Let's push it out to more people that might actually be interested in this. And then it brings in more people to view it. And that's how the like system works. But getting people to like a video is harder than winning the national lottery. If you refresh it, it will show you that it's at 34 right now. AFE? What the hell's AFE? Alien Frontline Fireteam Expedition? Whatever that is. The videos have the exact same, it's exactly the same as the videos. So when people like the videos, if you see like, if I make a video and there's like 150, 200 likes on a video, you'll see I'll get like 3, 4, 5,000 views. If there's like 10 likes on the video or 15 likes, it stays up for 200 views to 500 views. So the algorithm is really, really dependent on the actual likes and activity in the video. Sirius, he does that basically because it's his full-time job. He doesn't have another job. If this was my full-time job, I would probably be doing the same thing like everyone else, because if they don't get money, they starve to death. So I have a full-time job, which is why I'm always so tired. I have my 9 to 5, then I have YouTube on top of that, where I make, I'm up until like some days till 4 o'clock in the morning, and then wake up at 8 for work. Take it easy, gaming. But it's why I stopped streaming on Twitch, because it just wasn't working anymore, and I passed the torch to my son and let him do what he can do over there and let him have some fun and have a crack at it. At some point, you just think. But the reason why people like Reforge and stuff do that is because that is how they make their money, because they're not getting any sponsorships. Now, sponsorships are the way forward. But if you're a prick and toxic and no one likes you, no brand wants to associate with you. And for that reason, you don't get sponsorships. There are channels that I know that are, you know, at 15,000 subs that earn over 100k through sponsorships alone, a year. Because they're doing things right and getting those relationships. But you need your channel to be at a certain level in, you know, like 10, 15k. So I think 10k starts to open some doors. 15k opens up a few more. But once you get to 20k, most of the doors are open to you. And that's when sponsors start to take more notice of what you're doing. And so you don't need to rely on the super chats and the memberships and stuff like that. They're helpful and supportive, but the sponsors are what really helps you go through. He's not getting any of the sponsorships, so he has to do that if he wants to put food on the table. There you go, Ghosty. I mean, I don't ask for super chats or memberships.
Hello, my name is Ariana Shevkevich, and I am one of the writers at Rebel Wolves. In June,
Okay, that's a bit too fast. I don't ask for stuff like that. Because I understand everyone's got different financial situations, and I don't want that sort of burden on the people that turn up to watch me. You're here for a good time, and I'll never ask for that. I appreciate you not being here. But a simple like, it doesn't cost you anything, but it really, really helps the channel. It helps the videos, it helps the channel, it just helps everything overall. And hitting that 100 mark over really like kind of helps. It's like the ticker for YouTube to say, okay, we're going to push this out to the next level. And the more likes you get, the better. And that doesn't cost anything, but people still don't do it. So if you can't get people to do stuff when it's free, getting people to do stuff that costs money is going to be even
we showed you a part of a quest where Cohen is looking for a legendary sword, and today we're going to get to the end of that quest. The game is currently in the pre-beta stage, so you may still see some bugs and glitches. You will also see some changes and additions we've made to the game based on the community feedback.
Where's the sound?
You've been heard disrespecting the Knias in my fucking songs. It mocked him and the faith. Who told you this nonsense?
Since one of our game's main features is the duality of Cohen, our hero, who is human by day and a vampire by night, we're gonna show you two ways to play the quest. So this is yet another example of our narrative sandbox. We can approach each of the quests in a variety of ways, remembering about the duality of our hero, human by day and vampire by night.
Is that better?
Knowing we have both day and night as our allies. In June, we started on the outskirts of Spartro and had a brief stint with some bandits. Cohen got rid of them easily with a few well-timed shortcuts and active abilities. Then we walked around the city a bit until we reached the cathedral.
That's it,
This
Jesse.
time
You know
entering
what I
it
mean?
without any hassle during the day as a human. Let's continue that playthrough.
I mean, I'm going to be expanding to more YouTube Shorts this month and next month, and to TikTok. So I'm going to be trying to do little contents
The
there
baptism of a newborn is a solemn moment, doubly so.
to try, and I'm also going to try and do dual
A new
streaming
life joins our flock,
in
bringing
vertical and
happiness to its
horizontal. I
parents
just need to
and the
figure out how to do it.
Natus ex sanguine est, alitur sanguine, et in sanguine morietur. Ego te baptizo in nomine Dei. Amen.
Couple scars.
Don't I know you from somewhere, young man? Laslia, maybe.
That's right. My name's Cohen.
It's a real shame what happened there. So many good people imprisoned. But where there is sin, there must be chastisement. And speaking of sin, come with me. I'll take your confession.
Thank you, but I have no need for confession.
Ah, so you deem your conscience clear?
I wouldn't go that far. But I'm sure you're a busy man, Father. So while I appreciate the offer, I feel that my soul shouldn't be your priority.
I won't press the matter. You are quite correct. I have many other duties to attend to. But please remember that in order to be saved, we all need to repent. Myself included. I hope we can speak again soon. Good day to you, Cohen.
Father Florin?
We can start by chatting with the deacon. He might know something about the catacombs where Saint Mihai is buried.
Pay the workers, clean up the altar.
Oh, Steve did
What
bad.
else?
He in the bad books.
All right, the bell tower.
Bad, Steve. Bad.
Yes, what is it? I have much to do, so either be quick about it or leave me to my duties.
Could you point me towards the entrance to the crypt?
What are you talking about?
I wanted to pay my respects to the city's founders. Light a candle in their memory, if possible.
Sorry to disappoint, son, but there's no crypt in this house of worship now, if that is all.
Things change, especially in the last few years. Perhaps the crypt was.
This has
built
been my
over
biggest
or sealed
issue
away.
with Western RPGs.
The parish book
I
doesn't
don't
say
mind
anything
dialogue
about
choices,
any crypt.
but they
I should
force
know.
it upon you
I
too
wrote
much.
parts of it myself.
I just
Can I
want
take a
to
look?
play the
Just
story.
to make sure.
No, the library is not open to just anyone. Still, it seems to me you have plenty of time on your hands and will keep on badgering me. Tell you what, I'll give your idle hands something to do, and afterwards maybe I'll let you take a look into the library.
Tell me what you need then.
Our caretaker Radu is missing, it seems. It's been a few days since he last came to work, and now his duties have become my duties.
Do you know what? It's
Imagine
actually
he's lazing
better
around
listening to
somewhere,
this at
having a
1.5
laugh at my
speed
expense.
than it is at normal speed.
Any idea where to look for him? Perhaps he's at home.
If I only knew where that is. Radu's a secretive man. No, I'd rather ask around
At
the alms house.
1.75, I
Spend
can't
enough time
understand what
talking to
he's
the inmates.
saying.
The alms house. Where is it?
Go out to the courtyard and turn left. Carry on walking until you see a well on your right. The almshouse's entrance is just by that well.
Okay,
I
these guys
tried
I
before
can.
going
It's
there
the
myself.
narrator I can.
Dreadful place. Really dreadful. Anyway, on your way, son. And let me know when you find Radu.
Turns out the deacon had his own agenda and asked us to find out what happened to the local caretaker. Let's find the asylum he mentioned. While on those sacred grounds, we should mention that every week, in some of Vale's and Gora's churches, people gather for the so-called Blood Mass. It was established by Brensis and his clique of vampires after they took rule in Vales and Gora. Every villager is required to donate a significant amount of their blood, and in return, they are cured from all illness, like Cohen's sister in the CGI trailer. It's how Brensis controls the population. Each Blood Mass is conducted by Father Florin himself.
I don't know, the setting just doesn't excite me. I don't mind medieval, but I just prefer the fantasy style more.
Maybe we can go there today, see if we can help. Yeah, right. The deacon will be really glad to see dirty bums like us walking around his glorious church. You don't know that, maybe? Oh, stuff it. We'll go and see Grandad instead.
Maybe someone in here has seen the caretaker.
The sister is too busy to take a look at him. It's just a matter of time until that wound festers.
What do you want? I'm looking for the caretaker. I've been told he sometimes comes here.
You mean Radu? Yeah, I know him. Steer clear of that bastard.
Any idea where he is?
I don't.
No, but
It's
do you know
just,
something?
I
Might be
was kind of
interesting
really
for you.
hyped for this when I saw the trailer,
tell me.
That's
but I'm
not how it
really
works,
not
friend.
liking the
I need a little
direction
hungry
it's
first.
decided to take.
Here you go. It better be worth it.
It is. Something strange is going on here. Every night there are
This
noises, creaking,
is
scratching, and I don't know, things being pushed
the
around.
blood of the
Some folk here
Dawnwalker.
say the building's haunted.
Listen, I didn't pay to hear a ghost story. You were supposed to tell me about the caretaker.
Oh, I'm getting there. I'm not trying to swindle you or nothing. You see, there's a closed-off wing here. They put the plague patients there when it first hit. But one day, they decided they were beyond help and sealed them all off, left them all to die. But I hear that the caretaker knew how to get in there. Some secret entrance.
It's
and
a
used it, but I don't know what
style
for.
of
I
genre,
see.
right? What bit?
Any idea where it might be?
Somewhere upstairs, I think.
Like
You
for
have to look
me,
around.
All right, I'll check it
I
out.
prefer the JRPG settings, and the way the JRPGs tell a
It seems
story,
the asylum resident, apart from telling us a gruesome story about what happens to the
they
plague
don't
patients,
give you,
gave us a
you know,
useful hint about the secret
JRPGs
entrance
are
to the
very
asylum wing.
linear in
For a price,
general,
of course.
and they tell a specific story. They don't allow you to change or go one way or the other or decide
Using
things.
allows us to see that there
Everything's
might be
kind
something
of
hidden behind
as
the
the
shelves.
director
Scratches on
wanted,
the floor.
and I much prefer that. Oh my god, they've gone from yellow to red!
Let's investigate the location. It was a separate wing for patients who fell ill with the plague.
Damn, what a stench. Something's rotten in here. So many died here, in isolation.
This wing was blocked off, and they were left to die a terrible death. Something else happened here.
Huh. Died recently. Killed by something bestial.
This body looks fresh compared to the rest.
It's getting better and better.
We have to face a creature called Muron. While it is theoretically a vampire, its transformation did not go correctly. Occasionally, Murons produce loud, inhuman screams which stun the target, if it is within the scream's range.
You.
As you can observe, their behavior is chaotic and hard to predict. Muroni possess the vampiric ability of Shadow Step. However, it is juggy and unstable.
I do like Greek and Nordic history more than medieval.
These must have killed Radu and the missing residents.
We can learn more about what has happened here by using the Compel Soul hex. You can learn this hex during the game.
Yeah, Diablo, and I just don't like those. They're just not for me.
It is a feature enabling the player to talk with certain corpses, those that have moths flying above them. Magic is only available to Cohen in his human form. We wouldn't be able to talk to the dead had we come here at night.
It's you, isn't it? Please, stop! It hurts!
I had a Mario version of those quest books.
We're friends! Radu, please!
That's enough. Rest now.
We can go back to the Deacon now and report our findings. Before we chat to him, notice that our current objective again has the hourglass symbol. This tells you that the dialogue will push the time forward.
Yes? Why are you pestering me again?
I know what happened to Radu.
Good. So, what was that wastrel doing all this time? Getting drunk on communion wine? Tell me.
I found him in the arms house, in the sealed-off wing. The caretaker was hiding there, but he was no longer human. He turned into something terrible, a monster. I'm sorry, but I had to kill him.
What? I don't understand. What happened to Radu?
He was involved in something dark. There were corpses in his hiding place, probably his latest victims. But how he became that creature is anyone's guess.
A monster in the house of God. First the plague, now this. Oh, truly, we might just be living in the end times. Right. I'll have to talk to the guards, send them to retrieve the bodies, and clean up that place.
You do what you need to do, but I believe we had a deal. May I enter the library now?
What? Yes, you may go inside with my blessing. I'll tell someone to leave the door unlocked for you. The book you're looking for, it's called The Annals of Svartrau Cathedral. Now, excuse me, I must go to Father Florin and tell him we need a new caretaker.
He gave us access to the library in exchange for our information. Let's go there and find the book he has mentioned. Reading books in our game works surprisingly similarly to the way
I don't
it
want to
works in
sit
real
here
life.
for half
They
an
might
hour
teach us new skills or give
watching
us
this.
professional experience.
And I don't think anyone wants
Let's
to
stop
sit
here
down
and
half an hour
for
watching
the
this.
librarian playthrough of this quest.
15 minutes is enough.
We are again in Svartrau, in front of the cathedral.
But yeah, that's basically why I haven't done that with the other channel yet. It's just it doesn't work unless there's people over
As a
there
vampire, you'll see and experience the world
supporting
from a
it.
different perspective.
If it had the support, that would be like instant points for me.
You sure it'll work?
Certain as the sunrise. And if not, I'll pay you back double.
Provided I'm able to call back to you. It's Rakiri blood after all.
And at the moment, that channel's taken offline as well for the time being.
You can travel quickly and easily access places beyond the reach of regular humans.
So Kuro doesn't
Last time we were
delete the
inside
channel.
Cathedral, we came across Xanthi, one of Brent's officers. She was a difficult opponent for Cohen, so this time we're going to be smart about it. Stay on the scaffoldings and show you an alternative approach.
Better quiet.
To blood.
Wood.
You shall
Is that
become Kenya's
Warrior
friend's
Xanthi?
most faithful
What is she doing
servant.
here?
His command shall become the
What is she
sole
doing?
voice in your heart.
Is that a ritual for the blood
Your
gods?
fellow blood god shall become your new family. You shall want for nothing. You shall yearn for nothing.
They're covering up the old paintings. Why?
Blood to blood.
I don't know. This game just doesn't look interesting to me.
Seems that the cathedral complex is quite big.
It looks quite boring.
In a courtyard. The entrance to the crypt could be anywhere. Wouldn't get anything done just standing around. Still, staying up here would be a smart idea.
And my guy is talking at 1.75 speed, and it's still too long. Can you imagine if he was talking normal speed?
Blood to blood.
Let's start by checking out one of the frescoes in detail.
Sanctus Mihai, patron saint of Svatra himself, victorious and well loved. There's the legendary silver sword. I hope it really does exist.
You shall want for nothing. You shall yearn for nothing. Only duty shall remain.
Saint Mihai symbol. Good. Should help my search.
Turns out, this one was actually about Saint Mihai, owner of the sword we're after. The powerful weapon might tip the scales in Cohen's favor and help him save his family from the vampire lord Princess.
Command shall become the sole voice in your hearts. Your fellow blood god shall
We can check some of the buildings in the courtyard. Maybe we'll find some interesting clues inside them. Let's shadow step to this one below. It's the library we were supposed to enter a few moments ago, in our day variant playthrough.
Oh, I think this game is going to sell well.
So many books.
It seems that people
It's
don't
got
usually
so
close
much
the
here
doors in Spectrum.
to
We can again use our system to get a
appeal
closer
to
look
so
at
many
certain objects
people.
to both appreciate the beauty of the story
I'm
being crafted
just
in
not
front of our
their
eyes
target
and to uncover
audience.
secrets about Vales and Gora.
The annals of Svatra Cathedral. They're bound to have some
I
information.
mean, there
on
are
Saint
so
Mihai's
many RPGs I want to play through that
and thus Saint Mihai was laid to rest in the catacombs beneath the
I
cathedral's
just
side courtyard. By the
don't
cloisters,
see the point in
marked
playing
by
games
his own
that don't
personal
appeal to
sigil.
me.
The saint's remains and his sword were buried under a memorial stone. Under Saint Mihai's memorial stone. And I already know his symbol.
Alright, we should be looking for a crypt somewhere on the premises of the Spectrum Cathedral. Let's grab the door key on the way to open the door. The cathedral is heavily guarded outside, and it looks like the guards aren't really fond of Cohen lurking around the premises. Let's deal with them swiftly using our claw. We've listened to your feedback, and we've worked on the flow of using active abilities. We are no longer pausing the choice menu. It's real-time in gameplay. It's also a good opportunity to show you another use of the Voracious Bite ability Cohen uses to drain people's blood. In combat, it will both replenish your health and deal some damage. Time to move on. Let's explore the other areas in the courtyard.
There's only 5 minutes left.
I'm alright. Just need to get.
Modding Batman into
Breathe,
it, make it better. Mate,
that's all.
Batman makes everything better.
Let's use the sword this time, because yes, you can fight with a sword as a vampire too. But before we engage, let's adjust the camera. Camera placement was one of the hottest topics after our gameplay reveal. We've got lots of feedback about it, and we decided to add a second option for those of you who prefer the camera slightly further away from the character.
You know what? That's really
The camera will be
cool.
adjustable for combat and exploration separately, so you can choose the setup you prefer.
You know, listening to the feedback of what people were saying and wanting,
Cohen's
and then
faster use of the
implementing
sword
it
as a vampire compared to his
is
human
great.
form.
You can tell that they really want this, you know, obviously they want this game to succeed, but they're doing everything right by listening to the community and what
Take
they want.
notice of the hourglass icon next to our objective. It indicates that opening the crypt will move the time forward.
How about here? Saint Mihai's symbol.
What are you doing?
Let's open the entrance and investigate the crypt. Lighting up a torch might be a good idea.
This place must have been sealed off for ages. I wonder why.
We can hear some moaning coming from behind one of the walls. Let's investigate this.
Is that moaning? I think it's coming from behind this wall.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I don't know, man.
Wait, are you Mihai?
Tobias! You finally paid what you did to me, Tobias.
I'm not.
Shit! Listen to me! No more. Your eyes.
We've been attacked by Mihai, who was an important figure in the valley. And for some reason, he was buried alive in the catacombs.
I'm just saying, if someone was buried
as
alive...
players, you'll be able to learn why that has happened. But we'd like to avoid too many spoilers here. That's why we are stopping this presentation mid-fight. We hope that you have enjoyed seeing how much variation there is behind just one of the objectives.
Well, there you have it. Who's wishlisting this game? It is a Namco Bandai. It is available for PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC. It is available for the whole lot. The whole shebang. $50-50. No. Oh, it's Xbox Play Anywhere. Well, that's kind of cool. That's interesting. I mean, look at this, folks. Just look at it. Steam killed whatever dumb plans Microsoft had left. I mean, the epitome of stupid. The epitome of stupid. It is so stupid. That is like literally the epitome of it. It is so stupid. I don't even know what to say to that. I don't. Like, how is this Steam OS going to compete with what a Windows-based machine can do? One can run every game, the other one can't. One can run the biggest games, the other one can't. One is literally weaker than the Series X and PS5. The other one isn't. Like, where are we going with this? These ponies are so stupid, man. You gotta love the stupidity of these people. Oh, this is the final thing I had for today. The Atelier Ryza series, the DX series, all 3 games have been released officially today. They're available on Steam, Switch, Switch 2, PS4, and PS5. I know it's not available on Xbox, which is a real shame. A lot of people were asking in comments. They just ignored everyone regarding this. But if you're interested in this, it is now available. I'm either going to go with the Steam version or the PlayStation 5. Simply because it's something that I can play on the go. So I'm torn between playing it on the Steam Deck or the Portal. The Portal will obviously look better than my Steam Deck, so I'm probably going to go down the PS5 route instead. If I had the Ally X, I would have gone down the PC route, but I don't have that. And just based on what I've seen from Asus's earnings call, which happened just recently, which is here, Xbox ROG Ally X handheld has seen high demand and is in short supply. So the calls that it's basically going to be in stock sometime in February, March next year is just too long of a wait for me to bother with it in the end. I'll likely wait for the next iteration that's going to come 6 months after that. What's that, Steve? It might make devs of anti-cheat software support SteamOS. No, it won't. Because then they're going to have, those developers will have to stay up to date with all Linux changes over time. And that's a big headache. They don't want to do that. With the way it's running on Windows, they do it because of the huge market share. And Windows basically takes on Microsoft takes on a huge part of that responsibility with Windows and its compatibility layers. And so they just release it and say, Microsoft, you need to make this compatible. With Linux, with its small market share, someone needs to basically turn around and take charge of that maintenance. And no one wants to do it. And there's no incentive for a developer to do it, to take on all that money. Because the moment it breaks, they have to go in and fix it. If Linux does any change with an update, they have to go in and fix it. And then you've got like different layers of Linux as well that will also cause issues. So, it's not something simple. This is, in order for this to really work, Valve has to do it. And Valve doesn't want to do it because there's a lot of work involved and it's going to cost a shit ton of money. So whoever wants to foot the bill can do it. Yeah, that's also a really great way to get your Steam account banned. Good luck with that, yeah? That's, no one should do this. I saw you post it on stream on Twitter as well. Do not do that, folks. That is a really good way to get you banned. Don't do it. That's really bad advice. So, absolutely do not do that. I've seen accounts completely banned for trying to bypass easy anti-cheat. Destiny just completely banned people's accounts outright, and they never got their accounts back. So do not do that. That is absolutely terrible advice. Or if you are going to do it at your own peril. And if you get banned, don't come crying to anyone. See, Steve, I'm even looking out for you, making sure you're not liable for it. But yeah, so it looks like they're not going to be getting any of this in stock. I was actually today looking at the original ROG, the Z1 Extreme, as a substitute, seeing if I can get one for like 250 quid. They haven't quite dropped to that price yet on eBay, so I'm going to keep an eye out to see if it does, and then just bypass this version of it entirely and see what version 2 of the Ally X releases. Because by the time it's available here in the UK, I just Won't care. Cheating, Steve, they call it. Hey, but people will do it, Steve. That's why you got to be careful. You got to make sure that you've got your dots and T's covered, which is why I wanted to shoot that down straight away. I think you should just press Alt and F4 and see what happens, Steve. That's the way to go. Alt and F4. There is nothing else, You should do it for science and let us know what happens. But yeah, so this is a little disappointing that they're not going to have any stock for a long while. Nothing you're on. But hey, Stellar Blade is coming along, potentially to Xbox. That's really cool news. So that's great. Colt Eastwood has decided that he wants to. I don't know. Is he now day 2 and I'm already tired for? Who is this for? It's for PC gaming in the family room. Is it though? Because my PC can do that. Right now, I can plug it into my PC, my TV, and off I go. So is it really for that? I don't know. Until it can get past that easy anti-cheat, to me, this box is a waste of time. But if it's £350, I'll buy it just so it can be my streaming box. It's powerful enough to run OBS. Look, if Steve finds a way for you to delete your System 32, is anyone willing to do it? Is anyone willing to try it for science? I get you guys are all trying to be in on this thing, but if he manages to find a way to do it, is anyone going to actually do it? Just format the drive easier? No, that's not the challenge here. It's deleting System 32. But yes, as I know, I'm probably going to go for the PlayStation version just so I can play it on the portal. Streaming on there is really, really good. And I don't have a Windows-based device to get it on Steam. So out of deduction of choice, it looks like I'm going to pick the Trilogy up there because I've never played them and I've always wanted to. I'm kind of playing through the other Atelier game on PlayStation at the moment on the portal anyway. Just format your C drive, it's easier. No, you don't want that. Mopping up the last bits of story, Red Dead Redemption has been rated by ESRB for PS5, Xbox Series X, well, Xbox Series in general, and Nintendo Switch 2. So it looks like the Switch is getting it as well. There's a really cool figurine for E from Cool Bear Studios, which I can't show on stream because it's quite edgy, but it looks amazing. And that's pretty much everything I think I had for today. I'm just having a look to see if there's anything else. PC Gamer is IGN is covering Wuthering Waves, which is odd to see. Saying it's improved leaps and bounds and for people to play it. But that's it. Anything else anyone wanted to think? Give you the remaster already? Right then, I guess that deleting that will increase frame rates by. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Wait, why is my installation of Football Manager complete? I didn't install Football. Stop installing stuff on my damn machine. Xbox. I mean, we was gonna win easy, hands down. I don't know anything about that. But folks, I guess tomorrow, I don't know if I'm gonna be game streaming. I mean, if I am, it'll probably be, I was actually thinking of streaming that chicken game, that chicken egg game from Game Pass, but I forgot that COD releases tomorrow. I thought that chicken game would actually be a lot more fun overall. It looks weird. I forgot what it's called. Let me just see if I can find a video of it. I don't know. But it just got released on Game Pass. Does anyone know what it's called? It looked absolutely insane to the point where I would... It's called Egging On. It looked like it would want me to just end my life. Like, literally. It's almost as horrible as that game Steve recommended. And I thought it'd be fun to check this out. Let me just see if I can find a trailer. All right, here we go. So 1 minute trailer, and we'll finish on this. So you can all check it out and see how much horrible pain you want me to go through.
Well, Egg, here we go again.
And so you've got to make your way across this whole thing without cracking the egg. And if you crack the egg, you start from the beginning.
Oh, that was ugly. You'll do better next time.
I don't think there's any checkpoints. Mate, that boss.
That was tough. Shall we try again?
They hard-boiled it. Crack the egg. You was almost right, Steve. They just cracked it and just said, you know what, we'll just have an egg. So that's available. That could be quite fun to play. But I'll see if I can get COD downloaded for tomorrow, maybe, since that's going to be a one thing. But I'm going to be playing the campaign tomorrow. Is anyone even interested in watching the campaign? Because if you're not, because of spoilers and stuff like that, I totally get it. Then it kind of defeats the purpose. So there's that too. But yeah. You'll be playing the campaign. You should be playing it early. But folks, that's going to be the stream. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight. I really had, we got through quite a bit. I think we've pretty much established where the Steam stuff is and who it's aiming for, even though it looks like Colt still doesn't know. And yeah, the weirdness with Sony's new strategy is mind-boggling. But yeah, if you can like these videos and the streams, and if you can check out my PS Portal video specifically, because that one is the one I have sponsored things with, and there's a link in there as well inside the description where you can enter for a giveaway for a monitor. It's hosted by Eneba themselves, and so You just have to go in. It's basically like a Gleam thing. You go through it, and you got a chance of winning a pretty good monitor. It's 27 inches. So check it out. Every one of those links that you click on, it's in this stream as well. So you'll see the links to those in this stream. Any one of those that you click on really does help me because it does go through as a click through. Even if you don't take part in it, it does help show them that my channel is bringing in at least some interest in people clicking on those links. There's no like monetization benefit for me from those links, but it just shows a traffic, which is cool. All right, folks, that is it. Have a good night, and I will potentially see you tomorrow. Otherwise, I will Black Ops 7 is co-op campaign. Then I might look at doing the co-op with someone. If we'll discuss that tomorrow or maybe later tonight. But folks, that's it. Peace out and remain legend. Good night, folks. Like and subscribe.